Welcome to J Talk Raw.
Is that new?
No, that's the beat I've been.
No, I know the beat, but like did you record yourself over that? So it's like consistently you?
I did that before the first episode we ever did. Like I've had this intro.
I haven't noticed.
You've just noticed right now?
Yeah.
Wow.
I just thought you always said, "Oh, this is J Talk Raw," but I was just looking at your stupid
every
lips.
time.
Yeah, I thought I was looking at your stupid face, and then I noticed you didn't move your lips, and I was like, "Huh, that's new." Oh, but that's always been the thing.
Yeah, it's been in there.
I remember the boom boom. You made that beat, huh?
Yeah, I made that beat. We take forever to put out episodes.
Listen, they're long in between, but they're goodies.
They're fucking great.
They're gonna be. This is a fucking fun one,
dude. So I saw like the notes for we can come record, and I thought, oh, like
see, folks, we don't wing this shit.
No,
we kind of, but like, there's kind of an overall.
But I thought, he's gonna come and tell us about his how your transition operation went in Hawaii, because the notes said Hawaii and turtle spirit animal, and I was like, oh, that's super gay. So he must be telling us about how you went and got a transition operation. Tell us how you.
Listen, everybody, for those offended by the gay comment, Jesse's from the hood, and this is just normal talk for them.
Rose gay.
So what was that?
It was the topics I thought, like, oh my god, like this is what's great about the me and you doing the podcast, because it's like a little bit of everything. There's something for everybody.
Something for everybody.
Yeah.
There's something for everybody.
But tell us about your engagement.
But like, and that's funny. I have not transitioned. I am still a heterosexual male. Shout out to everybody that's not, but and I'm not a fucking turtle either. So, bro, it's funny. Like, we haven't had a chance to talk about Hawaii even offline. Right.
Yes, because we were saving it for a podcast we were supposed to do.
So just week in Kona. That's the big island. Super, like, it's me, my sister, myself, and my wife, right? And land first night, best fucking dinner, but everything's really slow in Hawaii. And I've been to towns where things are slow, you can't speed, right? But this is ridiculous. Like, the freeway is like 45, 50 miles an hour, like max. First night, we're headed to the other side of the island, so that, because we wanted to see the sunrise. The sunrise is on the east side of the island, and we're headed that way, and we're a little bit late, and we're like, fuck, we're gonna miss it, right? So I rented a 4Runner. I rented a 4Runner, of course, right?
Yeah.
And I'm fucking jamming down the island, bro. It's still dark. Fucking get lit up. Pulled over within 24 hours of landing, and I get pulled over, and the cop's like, "You realize you were going 20 miles over the speed limit?" I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, because we went into a town, and the speed limit slows down. I didn't see. I did see it, but I just kept going, right?
Yeah.
So in that town, he pulls me over.
Fucking LA driver.
Like, and so I'm like, "Look, I just landed yesterday. I fucked up. Like, I didn't know that it reduced that fast. Like, oh man, you caught me off guard, right?" And Monique's like, "We're speeding because we're trying to catch a sunrise." I'm like, "No, sir. I guess I am, but that's not why. I genuinely fucked up, And I'm trying to keep it consistent." And she's like going off on a tangent. I'm like, "Babe, stop talking, please." And anyways, he gave me a warning. But bro, that sunrise was beautiful, and like, it's crazy, like how different. It's like so many climates within one island. Like, Kona's like Newport, right? Great weather all the time. It'll rain like real quick, and then it just goes away. It's not super humid, just like Newport. And it's funny. I was so excited about seeing Hawaiians.
My ghetto ass doesn't know what the fuck Newport is like.
Yeah. Okay. So for a lot of white people, very clean, very beautiful.
Listen, you're like, it's like Newport. I'm like, there's a lot of cops.
Okay, Venice Beach.
All right,
where do you go? Seal Beach.
Yeah, so there's a lot of bums. No, I was kidding.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
it was funny because I was excited to see Hawaiians. There's no Hawaiians, bro. Like, It's all white people.
No Polynesians,
bro. Polynesians. You're right.
Yeah.
That's what I did. That is the right way to say it. But there's not a lot of Polynesians, bro. Like really, they make up a very small percentage of the population. They call it a price out of paradise, you know.
Damn.
But it sucks because they moved to the mainland.
The States?
They do. A lot of them move to the mainland because they can afford the big island. That fucking sucks.
Dude, have you seen the story? Like, there's this it's called history fucking I forgot, I don't know, and it's on YouTube. It's a video, a page where this guy just goes in on, like, he does like mini docs on historical figures, and he did one on the last king of Hawaii, and that's a dope ass story. How he like, and in the end, he was like, for the survival of my people, like I gotta give up my empire, like my land. That's crazy.
I didn't watch that documentary, but I learned about him, differently. I think YouTube videos and like something I read, but
bless Google's heart for YouTube, because YouTube is fucking amazing.
Yeah, just fucking learn anything in a hot second. But like the place is fucking gorgeous. And then you go to another part, and like you go over, like you can cut through the middle of the island, and you go into like, bro, you're like, there's a part where like you pass volcanoes, and bro, it looks like you're on fucking Mars, bro. Like anywhere you look, and like as far as you can see, it's just volcano rock, and you're in a fucking volcano, bro. Like you're cutting through. They just made a road in between a fucking volcano, like the ashes of what that remnants of that is.
Yeah.
And then you go over this hill, and you're like, looks like, you go into fucking, it's always clouds at the top. So you're cutting through the clouds, and it's like you can only go like 10 miles an hour. And then you come out on the east side. And when you get to the east side, bro, it's like the fucking Amazon. All of a sudden, bro, you come out, and you're like, and it's all green. Like the most like crazy fucking wicked green you've ever seen in your life, because it's always raining on the east side, and like I think it's called Halo, right? It's always raining on the east side, and that's the part that gets like, think about it, it's like a giant mountain, right? And that protects Kona. That's why Kona doesn't have bad weather, because the
weather hits the mountain.
It hits the mountain and it stops there basically. And so sometimes it goes over, but it's already like dead. Like
it's the same reason why LA doesn't get snow.
Yeah, it's like the mountains like make it dump all the water on the east side, and whatever's left over is just a leftover.
So it's always raining on the east side.
It's always raining on the east side, and it's always dry on the and that's just a crazy dynamic just to think about and talk about forever. So we get there, but bro, it's fucking gorgeous. Like you're cutting through an Amazon, right? Like, and the fucking leaves are coming, like the trees are coming onto the road. Like it's wicked.
That's tight.
Fucking wicked.
When you went to the sunrise at fucking an ungodly hour.
Ungodly, yep.
Was there other people there?
So first day we go to the store, and I'll go back to that. But first day we go to the store to get some food. So we get some, because we have a timeshare.
Mm-hmm.
So we get some food, and there's a fucking pig running behind a girl and a dude. It's their pet, not on a leash, just a little fucking piglet. Like it's the coolest thing. I was like, oh my God, bro. Like first we land, and that's what we see. It's so cool. So when we got to the sunrise place, there was a girl next to us smoking weed she had like pulled, she's Polynesian, and she had backed up to this place, and I had backed up my 4Runner, so I had my latch open, and we were just watching the sunrise. It's like the best place to watch it.
Yeah.
And there was maybe like another 10, 15, 10,
so
12
she was
people.
blazing it to watch the sunrise?
She was blazing it to watch the thing, and she had a little pig with her on a little blanket right on her lap.
So her and her piggy were getting blown to
right
watch the sunrise.
Yes.
That's the way to do it.
Bro.
That's the way to do it.
So cool. So
did you hear anybody speak pigeon?
No. Isn't that
No, it's a Hawaii thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Somebody correct us if it's not.
It is, because remember my boy Damien, who passed away, rest in peace, Damien. He was from Hawaii.
I thought it was a Filipino thing.
No, his mom was married to like a guy who was in the Navy, and so he grew up on the naval base in Hawaii. And when they moved to LA, like we'd go to house parties, and he'd get into shit. And when he would get really angry, he would break into pigeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was the funniest thing, because he'd be all mad, and he grew up out there. So even the way they fight is different. Like they kick a lot more, and he would like bang his chest. He'd be like, "What's up, bro? You want to fight, bro?" And I'd be like, "Yo, what the fuck are you doing? Like you're just You're making us all like they don't even want to fight anymore, bro. Like they think it's crazy though.
That's fucking cool.
No, but dude, that's fucking awesome.
It's fucking crazy, man.
So the coolest part though, what I saw when I saw it was the snorkeling. That looked fucking tight.
It was, and I'll say something before I tell you like the snorkeling.
You have to know how to swim.
Because I wanted to tell you something so cool. The one of the best things about Hawaii, the cops, they all drive Forerunners. The Forerunners are the fucking. I thought that was so cool. So I was like, oh, this is so hard. By the way, the Forerunner is the most popular car on the island. They didn't. My sister, my wife didn't believe me, so we did a count. There are for every one Forerunner, for every one Jeep, that's the second most popular. There's 2 Forerunners.
Oh my
It's
God.
3-to-1 ratio. Just to let everybody know. No big deal.
That was the cool. Let me hold on.
Sorry, I had to. I've been dying to tell you that. That's so cool. But anyways, so I take my paddle boards, right? Because I could take an extra bag on American because I'm a reward member, right? So I'm like, fuck it, because we should take carry-ons, right? But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna take my paddle boards, right? There's lots of places to do, right? So I was like, cool, I'm gonna take them. So I took my big ass paddle boards with me, right? And one of the smartest ideas I did, right? Like I would, if you have like an inflatable paddleboard, take that shit with you. It's dope. So we get there, like used it 3 of the 5 days that we were there, right? And so I'm going out the first day and I'm going out to this little bay. It's like, I had reviewed all the places, right? So I go to one and I'm like, my whole trip, I'm like, dude, it'd be fucking cool to see a turtle, right? I got like, I bought snorkeling gear, for all of us. Like,
how's your swimming skills?
So I thought they were really good my whole life. So I've swam my whole life. I haven't swam in
okay. So like if we go to Long Beach right now, you go into like the deep, like past the waves.
Oh yeah. So that's not hard. What's hard is a lot of long swimming. See,
you get tired.
Yeah. I could do that all the time because it's so safe because you could just ride a wave back like that. I'm never worried about going deep in the ocean. Because you always just ride a wave back. You just ride a wave back, right?
Shit.
That's how you get back. You don't fucking swim the way back. It's easy to get back. But where I'm going is a bay. So it's just flat water. Like they protect it. So it's flat water. So it's meant for snorkeling. So you paddleboard out and then you go snorkel. So that's what I did. I was paddleboarding out and I look and the whole time I'm like, just to tell you about swimming, I realize I'm not a good swimmer. I'll tell you why. But so I'm going out and I'm looking for a fucking turtle the whole time, right? And bro, first day.
You found the turtle.
First day, I fucking found the turtle. And I jump in because I could barely see it. So I paddle fast and I jump in the water. And then I realize that I'm attached to my paddleboard and it fucking won't let me go. So the fucking turtle takes off, right? And I'm like, damn. So the next 2 days that we go, because we go to the beach every day, next 2 days, I'm looking for a turtle, can't find shit. See a lot of cool fish underwater. And like, that's a whole like fun fucking experience. It's like a different world down there. Like truly, like it's so crazy. Like all the things that happen above water, and then you go underwater for a little bit, and then you're like, all these fucking fish and
just live down here.
They just fucking live down here.
Yeah,
they have no idea
world.
what's bro. It's fucking beautiful, right? So I'm fucking going down there and just having the time of my life every day. I snorkeled every day. We paddleboarded 3 days, but I snorkeled every motherfucking day. And one day, right, I'm out in this big fucking bay, and again, it's the 4th day. I'm looking for the fucking turtle, right? So I go and I'm out there for like 2 hours. Okay, don't see shit, right? And so I'm going like, again, you're underwater. So picture yourself underwater, and you're going through all these corals, and it's like a city, like a maze, right? You're going, it's like alleys and street, right? And then you get out to this big field, like Central Park, like coming out of New York in Central Park. If you've ever been done that, you come out, and it's just like, oh, finally, empty space.
You're a fucking dick. You're like Central Park. You've been there, right?
You never.
Shut the fuck up.
And there he is. There's a turtle at the bottom, grazing on the grass, coming up for air. And bro, I was with that fucking turtle for like 30 minutes. I got so much video, like and pictures. Like
why a turtle? Like what's so you like? That's your favorite animal or something?
Didn't think it was. I don't know. First of all, okay, what's the coolest animal you're just gonna see? Scuba diving. It's a fucking turtle.
Yeah.
Like we saw manta rays. I paid for manta rays, right? But that was different. Like it was cool, it's scary as fuck, and it's cool, but it's not as cool as like finding
Fun fact.
turtle
Fun
by
fact.
yourself.
Fun fact. I once had boots and a belt made of manta ray. Or is that a manta ray? Yeah, mantarraya. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. Those are my rodeo boots.
That's very Huntington Park of you.
Just fun fact. So
what are you doing with your microphone, JJ?
I'm gonna edit that out, Dick. I'm gonna edit that out.
That's right. He was fucking just fidgeting with his fucking microphone.
Because I felt that my voice comes well. Anyways, you know what I was thinking the whole time you're telling the story about there being a whole different world under the sea? I just kept thinking about
Little Mermaid.
Yes, but have you seen it's not a meme, it's like it's a GIF, right? Like where it's a video, but it says when Ariel got her legs and it's this chick with red hair and she's twerking.
I seen that shit.
When Ariel got her legs, that's all I kept thinking about as you're talking about another world. And then Under the Sea was playing in my head right now.
Yeah, it was for me too. But like, bro, like honestly, like I don't even know what it was, bro. Like we were so close to each other. Like I bumped into him and he looked at me like we legit made eye contact. Like he looked at, like when I bumped into him, he looked at me like he was like disappointed. Like, bro, I don't care if you're here, but just let me do my thing. And he just looked at me like fucking weird, bro. It's like,
hey, so how'd you realize that you couldn't, your swimming skills weren't good? Because I thought I was about to hear like a near drowning story.
You are. So anyways, dope, like legit. And it's weird to describe, but like legit connection with this fucking animal, right? And I've thought about this fucking turtle forever, right? So
yeah, sex with the turtle.
I've been there. I was there for 30 minutes, floating and swimming, right? Bro, that's a long time to be out there, right? And usually I go back to the paddleboard, but I'm with this turtle. I'm like, fuck, not going out. I finally said, all right, turtle, I'm gonna leave you, right? And I got a snorkel on my face. I got fucking, I got my GoPro on my right hand, and I got a, string from my phone on hanging from my neck. And I'm swimming and I'm starting to get tired. I'm like, I realize how tired I am. And I started looking around and my paddleboard is so fucking far.
But it's attached to you.
No. Okay, so what I didn't say is that when I would go out and snorkel, I would detach, right? So I would drop anchor.
Oh, you're a dummy.
I would drop an anchor. No. That's what you do.
That's what you're supposed to do?
You're supposed to do. Yeah, you drop anchor and then you go out.
I'm too scared to do shit like that, dog.
No. You go out, right? And it's not that deep, right?
I don't even do it at the beach here. Like I won't go past the waves. That's why I asked that. I won't go past the waves.
So anyways, I'm so fucking far, bro. I'm far from shore.
Fuck that.
And I'm fucking far as fuck from anything. The closest thing to me is like, it's a bay, so it protects waves from coming in. So it does this, like, it's like a big circle, right? And there is an exit out to the main ocean, but you're covered in this kind of circle. So the closest thing to me are those fucking rocks. Are the rocks that are like
protecting the water from coming in, so it could just be a flat bay.
Yes, but to give you perspective, I'm probably like 300 to 400 yards away from my paddleboard. Like three football fields. Yeah, 3 football fields. Like maybe let's say 2.
Like every episode of like I Shouldn't Be Alive. This is how it starts off, dog.
Right, bro. I'm swimming to the rocks and I'm starting to panic. And I know that panicking is like the worst thing you could do because you breathe hard, you hyperventilate, and then you drown. About 10 minutes, and then I look, I swear to God, bro, the fucking lifeguard is leaving. He's closed up and he's leaving. And so any hope of me yelling for help is gone. Because I listen, bro, I'm starting to swim and I know I'm not going to make it to the rocks. So I start swimming backwards to calm myself down and to just breathe. And I'm looking up at the sky and I'm like,
I might die right now.
I'm like, God, like, please. Cause I'm drained of energy, bro, at this point. Cause now I'm fucking swimming and it's like the current is not letting me get to the rocks cause it's coming in.
Did you think of me being like, I fucking told you?
No, I'm not thinking about you. And so bro, like I'm swimming towards the rocks, not getting anywhere. Okay. I feel like I'm in the same exact spot and I'm fucking growing more and more tired, growing more and more scared.
Mm-mm.
And I swear there's a moment where I'm really like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking die right here. And right before I was going to say, I'm just going to yell help and hope somebody fucking comes. Right. And right before I do that, and by this time I was so scared that I had ripped my face mask off, my scuba gear, all of my shit. And I'm just holding it in my hand and I'm fucking doing my best to swim with all this shit all hanging from my arms, right? And bro, right before I was about to like panic and just yell.
The turtle saved you.
Because I'm going to go down. No, It did not. That would have been so cool. Like he comes out of nowhere,
Yeah.
he fucking picks
He just
me
goes
up,
under you and like
he calls
takes
the
you to-
dolphins and
Yeah.
they all fucking carry me, bro. Right before that, and this time I'm legit praying. Okay, I'm legit praying, and I swear I can't. I'm still far from the rocks, but there's a little mountain underwater, and I can stand on it. Bro, I stood on that shit for like 10 minutes, bro. I finally got to it. I scraped up to it and I caught my breath. And bro, I was still exhausted to get back. So I just kept moving from mountain to mountain because I was done. I was done.
If you panic out, you think you die? You think you die?
Bro, I was about to go underwater. Dude, like you don't get
Is there
it.
any
Like, I was
saving
about to go underwater.
If you start drowning out
Yeah,
there?
they say that you can wait. That's why I was going to yell for help. And then like, even if I go under, fuck it. Somebody's on their way.
Hold your breath underwater?
No. You can't do that. You pass
drowning?
out. Yeah, you just
But
drown.
don't you have like a certain amount of time before brain damage
Yes,
kicks in?
and that's what I'm referring to, which is like there's a little bit of time. Somebody, and I know I'm not that deep. Somebody could just hypothetically grab my big ass and fucking pull
Dog,
me.
if you died doing some adventurous shit, I'd be at your funeral talking. Like, I fucking told them. You used to fucking talk shit to me and tell me I wasn't living. But guess what? I didn't fall off the side of a fucking mountain.
Damn, imagine I die like this. And this
Bro,
is the
I'll be
record
so mad.
of
I'll
the,
be on
of the
the
death.
I'll be so mad, bro, for real.
I'll be
'Cause
mad
I'd be
too.
like, I fucking told them. And my girl would be with me too. She's like, yeah, I told her I was looking all white. We fucking told them. You can't drown in Huntington Park, dog.
That place is dope, bro. I haven't stopped thinking about it. Oh, I want to go back, bro. It's fucking, but anyways, I didn't
That's
drown,
why-
bro.
That's
I
why,
didn't.
like our shirts today, you know. That's why, you know, I'm your Costco. I'm swap meet, dog, and that's just fine.
It's so funny.
That's
So
okay.
Jesse looks somewhat presentable today. You know, he kind of looks
Thank
like
you.
me. He's got a black hat on. I got a black hat.
But mine's a Dodger hat.
Mine's a Trails off-roading hat. You have a black shirt on. I have a black shirt on, but
Mhm.
there are some subtle differences.
Your
right?
brim is folded on your hat, and mine's
Yes,
not.
yours is all you
Flat.
know. Yeah,
Which I think you're wearing it the way hats are supposed to be weared, right?
yeah,
Like,
I do.
yeah, like my shit's facing
You
backwards.
wear it the way people in Huntington Park wear it.
You know what I've never realized until I was an adult? Like how redundant and stupid it is to wear sunglasses with a hat because your hat,
no, it's not.
your hat, but your hat's supposed to protect.
It
it's
does protect. It protects the sun from hitting your eyes, but it doesn't protect the amount of.
I've never wore a hat to protect my sun.
I don't either. It's just like because I guess protects your eyes, but
Mhm.
like I need something for how bright it is, how bright the fucking world
You
is.
know, when I was like 15, I was those lamos who used to wear like a wave cap underneath the hat, so my hair you wouldn't see my hair.
I can see you do that. I can say I've never done such a thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what. But anyways,
Costco versus Swami.
your shirt is very hard. Like,
Look,
what do you
fool,
fucking clean?
Look,
Like, what do you wash it with?
with fucking Soto?
The fucking powder or the little stick
The 5 pound bag
of fucking
that's food for
sote.
less.
Yes.
You know when you're walking through there's waters and then there's like a bunch of bags of fucking soap and
Yes.
you gotta toss it on the bottom
I
of the
always
cart.
wondered who bought those.
I buy those shits, motherfucker. It's
Uh-huh.
like $3 for 5 pounds of soap. You know,
You got.
I can feel my
and then
wife's,
it's like-
I can feel Evelyn's eyes rolling right now, like so hard. Like you fucking say stupid shit. That's
look at my shirt. It's so soft.
this is a
and
pro club, and
Yours is the pro club. No, mine's Kirkland signature.
I got 3 for $10.
I bought mine on sale. Kirkland signature is originally $10. I got it for $8 or $7.
You really dress from? I can't like, bro. It's funny because
Bro, look how soft this is. My nipple. I bet you your nipples hurt.
no, they don't.
That shit is like your shirt's fucking hard. It's like starch, but like dry starch, and it's a little faded. You don't use wool light, bro. Like
Fool. This is like pro
Protect
clubs
your
like this.
colors.
You don't keep them forever, though. You keep them for like a
you
little
keep them
while,
forever.
and you fuck you. And you
Bro,
throw
all
them
your
away.
shirts are all
no,
fucked
and not
up.
to mention, I'm gonna cut my hair
Your
right now.
shirts look like your car.
I'm gonna
It's all
fuck you.
fucked up, just
That's an
fucking
asshole.
destroyed, bro. Your
Straight
car is
trash from the
fucking
back.
tore up, bro.
Fuck
like
you. It's not that
like
bad.
a ghetto ass girl in the hood, bro. Just been run through by everybody.
Fuck, that's harsh, dude. My car's got like 4 kids and like different baby dads and shit. Stupid.
For reals, bro.
And I finally got a Costco card too.
Did you?
Yes, dog. Not out of like, because Sam's is just too far now.
You got it for free?
No. Well, as you spend money, you don't have to fucking.
Oh, you bought the business one?
Yeah, fool. I'm spending money. I'm buying that too. I'm like now.
This is good. These are investments.
Now it makes more sense for me. Like I have enough money to shop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
You can buy ahead.
Yes.
Yeah.
Where it's like
before you just go to the liquor store for everything.
No, stupid. Like fucking. I thought.
You were at grocery level.
I'm gonna be but I'm gonna be fucking asshole. Listen, I thought like when I went to Stater Brothers, when I went from Food for Less to Stater Brothers, I was like, I'm moving on up. You know?
Oh, you go to Stater Brothers?
No more, bitch. I go to Costco.
Oh, you gonna go to Whole Foods? Okay, that's cool.
Shut the fuck up. You're fucking stupid.
Do you have Amazon? Are you an Amazon member?
Prime, yeah.
Bro, you get a mad discount at Whole Foods. Whole Foods is cheap now. It's actually like legit affordable. And you get an extra discount as an Amazon member. And you just fucking scan your shit. It's fucking dope, bro.
I'm all like Whole Foods. Where do you guys have the Pacificos?
They don't.
They don't have Pacificos.
I think they do. Like,
and
they
if you
have
go
a lot of beer.
And if you go, not to mention, dog, Northgate's one of my clients. So we gotta support it really is. We service all the Northgates.
Oh, Northrop is
Northgate. Northrop. Damn.
Oh yeah.
Relax.
Northgate. Which was the one I went to? Oh no, Cardenas. Cardenas, bro. I went to Cardenas. That shit is. I look. No disrespect if you go to Cardenas and that's where you do all your shopping.
That's an Inland Empire.
But I'm just saying. There's something about like this like low budget Mexican store. We went
low budget, motherfucker. They got. Have you seen how big,
bro? Look at go through the aisles and like look. If you're not buying like meat or bread from Cardenas, that's the only reason you go. But if we wanted some like some canned shit, some of the shit that you get in the middle of the aisle, bro. There's nothing that's like good for you. Everything is like there's one, and it's like the cheapest, most fucking saturated, fat fucking. Just bullshit ass fucking products that they give you. It's like the fucking like you can't even get even the vegetables were fucked up. Like, bro, I was like, man, like people like it sucks. Like if this is the only place you go, like you can't get a lot of nutritional value from the fucking food that you're eating because it's so fucked up.
But it's delicious.
I understand, but like fuck, bro.
Like pato, like you talking about like pato sauce is bad.
No, just like bro, it's like I forgot like what I wanted. Like I wanted like an option of a product, right? Like sugar,
beans,
right?
Juanita beans.
And it was just like.
CNH.
Shit option only. Like get diabetes option only.
I've never like sugar, bro. I'll be real with you. I don't even fucking look at different sugar.
Because I love sugar.
No, because I just buy the sugar my grandma used to buy, which is CNH, right? That's the name of it? CNH or
yeah, listen, I used to use sugar as an example, but we don't buy that sugar. I buy like sweet, but
you buy like
but I don't we don't buy sugar. Like we don't have a sugar thing. People find that weird, but
yeah, that's weird. What, you don't use sugar
at all in anything? I don't know.
Really?
Like what do you use sugar for?
Coffee.
Yeah, I drink it black, and my wife drinks it with creamer. But what else? Like, what do you use sugar for?
I guess like strawberries. You're gonna bake a cake or something. I don't know.
What are you fucking Chef Boyardee?
Oh, I mean sugar. Dog, you always have.
You a fucking baker?
Yeah, I like cake.
Jesse, the
you can't tell
man.
I like cake, dog. Like what the fuck? I love cake. I don't know, but that is weird, bro. Like what the fuck? You don't have sugar in your house?
Yeah, somebody else said that. My family makes. I don't know.
So you don't make Kool-Aid?
Do I make Kool-Aid? No, motherfucker. I buy fucking like real juices, like apple juice.
Dick. I have apple juice too, but I like Kool-Aid. You don't drink Kool-Aid.
I don't drink. No.
Your kids don't drink Kool-Aid?
No, there's no Kool-Aid in the house. There's no like powder shit to make in the house, like ever. There's fucking water, and there's fucking, and we have another refrigerator full of like canned drinks, like no sodas, but like like Snapples and fucking like there's these there's only one fucking
your poor kids are buying Kool-Aid like if it was Coke and shit. They're like, let me get here's behind an alley and shit.
They grow up with it. Yeah.
Let me get a bump of that red.
When we were broke, we used to
let me get a bump of that fruit punch.
When the two older kids, I wasn't doing well back then, and like they were like we grew up on like WIC, so even then we had pretty decent.
And that was dope, bro. Back in the day, you'd show up with like a whole roll of like vouchers, and then they would just come out,
bro. Like we always drank apple juice and
cranberry juice, they just peanut butter.
Yeah, They
That
just
was
got used
dope.
to, they just got used to that. They didn't grow up like me. Like everything was Tang. Remember fucking Tang?
Fuck yeah, Tang was the shit.
Fuck yeah.
That's
how I grew up. I fucking always had Tang, bro, because they had that big old fucking jug, and you just boop, boop, boop.
And our parents never pronounced it correctly. It was Tang.
Tang.
El Tang.
El Tang.
Agárrate otro Tang. Damn. And remember how, like, did you ever notice that, like, that container, bro, would have like resin, Tang resin.
It did have, because you would accidentally wet it,
Yeah.
And it would it would form a little rim, like the michelada ring and shit.
Yeah. Or like, dude, I remember making Kool-Aid and just sipping it like, damn, like this is way too much sugar. Like, this is way, let me drink a quarter of it, put some more water in it. Like, this is bad.
My mom, bro. Okay, I gotta tell you something about San Diego. So we went to San Diego last weekend.
So you went to Hawaii and then you went to San Diego.
So it was just a quick trip, right? So we went for the weekend, and the first day we go. Okay, the first day we're there. So I'm gonna keep things confidential, but I will. I'm gonna say it's my wife, my child, my mother, and a couple other family members, few other family members. Okay, keep it vague. So I could tell the story. Mysterious, right? I have to. So we are protecting identities.
Catch a lawsuit in this mother.
So my mom. Okay, we go to dinner. In the middle of dinner, we get a phone call from my wife and myself and AJ stayed at a hotel across the street, and my sister, with the other unknown family members, right, stayed in a timeshare, right. So with my mom, they have a kitchen. It's like a suite, right? Yeah. So my mom puts beans on the fucking fire. She's making some beans. Fucking, of course, we're fucking Salvadorian fucking beaners, right? We get a call from the fucking from the timeshare, and they're like, "Your hotel room is smoking and it's going into everybody's room, and it's all over the hallway. We think your place is on fire. We're gonna open it up." They open it up, bro. Smoke fucking it's full. It's all.
So at this point, there's no liquid at all in the. Oh yeah, it's just
burn fucking beans, right, bro? There's this the guy who called the hotel, like the downstairs, is our next door neighbor, or their next door neighbor. This white guy, like semi-retired, ex-military, like fucking hero. Okay, he saved the day. He's in there with them, fucking opening windows and making sure the place is safe, right? So my mom and my sister go over there. The other family members stay behind with my wife, right? I go after dinner. We stayed for dinner, right? We go back. It's still smoky.
Oh,
we finished dinner.
God.
We finished dinner. We go back. It's still fucking smoky as fuck. So I get there and I'm like, and this white guy's there. He's fucking talking to my son and like, he's the fucking hero. He's the hero. I couldn't be the hero. He was a fucking hero, right? He fucking put out the beans anyways, right? So I tell him thank you anyways, but I'm fucking mortified. I'm like,
bro, you know what's great about this is that I've been around you enough, right? Like when you told me this story right before we recorded, by the way, I don't think you did our listeners justice, because I'm gonna tell them how you told me. You told me the story and you said, me and my family, we went out and we went out to, you said you guys went somewhere, and then you said, and then we got a call, like, you guys need to come back. There's something wrong in your room. Yeah. And when you come back, that it was like a fire and it's all smoked out. When you open it, you can find out it's beans. Yeah. Right. So when you told me that, because I know I know your family, I know your mom, and like, your mom loves the shit out of you. Like
I'm very lucky.
A lot, like too much. So there's been moments where like she'll do things out of the kindness of her heart, but I see the frustration in your face, and you're like building up like the aneurysm because you put your hands on your hips, and then you like fucking press your lips, and you breathe in, and you're like you want to fucking, because you're a dick, and I've seen you tear people apart. Like, fuck, like other people.
I'm changing my ways.
Like, but back in the day, like let's say 10 years ago, you'd fucking say something and like bring up somebody's, like make them be 7 years old again and just fucking right.
That's fucked up.
So
I'm sorry,
this motherfucker's made me cry at a restaurant, right? Like, so, but with your mom, so you can't break down mom. So I've seen you like put your hands on your hips and you press your lips and you're all. So when you told me that story, I could see you being like, beans? Beans?
Now I'm just like, I laugh and I'm like, I cannot believe how fucking fairy tale. Bro, there's all these white people. We're the only brown people. We're always the only brown people.
The beans.
We're the fucking whites and Asians all in the fucking hallway, like looking at us like, you
couldn't even make the beans.
You can't make this shit up, you know?
What was your mom's reaction?
Ay, se me olvidó. Se me pasó. Es lo que pasa cuando you get old, you know?
Was it like when it happened, did like your mom and your other family members look at you like, fuck, what?
They already know. So listen, I legit get there and I'm like, okay, we're going to go. We're going to let you guys clean it up. Finish this shit up. Sounds like it's under control. I'm going to go. Okay. So we go to our place and we're hanging out. And so we get ready. We end up going out. Right. So it's myself, my sister, and then some
unknown. And you guys are across the street.
No, you work across the street. So we meet up and then we go to, because we're right by Gaslamp. We're like 2 blocks away from Gaslamp.
Did the fire department show up?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. So we take off, we leave the baby, right? We take off and we go to Gaslamp, right? We're like 2 blocks. We just walk to Gaslamp.
Yeah.
And we go to this club. And honestly, like, I had a fucking time of my life. I was dancing. I was fucking, they were all fucking lame. They're all drinking and none of them are dancing. But anyways, I'm fucking having time of my life, right? And it's so, it's so cool, but just real quick, they still play our music. Like 90s hip hop, like it's like deep mixes in there. And then like 2000 shit, like just, it's all our shit. And then like they mix in some new shit, but
that's a golden era. That's
it really is. It's like, fuck. And you were talking about that the other day.
All the time on Snapchat. I don't, because I find myself, just last night, I didn't share it because I thought I'm going to, like, people probably get tired of fucking seeing me talk about this.
Get tired of you generally speaking.
I was listening to like DJ Quick and Sugar Free. Remember that one song where DJ Quick's like, I thought I told you guys in 96. He's like, but I'm going to stop the weather. And then like it stopped raining on the track. And I was like, oh my God. Like, it's just amazing time in music. But yeah, go ahead. So
it was a great time. Like
fucking amazing time in music. Like 90, just the early 90s to like 90, like 2000, because like DJ Quick and Sugar Free, there was that time when Death Row ended. But there were still a couple people, like Snoop came in 96 with No Limit and Master P. We were talking about that in the car the other day. And like that whole story with Master P and Snoop, calling out Dre on the songs. That time in music. And there was no social media. So like everything
you're trying to learn from,
yes,
and it was a rumor mill. You didn't know what was true. Yeah,
you're fucking like listening to like, did he just say that? Rewind it. You gotta rewind it. And then you were listening to the like, Snoop's gonna be on Big Boy. He's gonna be on Power 106, or this person's gonna be on K-Day.
That's right. Yeah, because that's where you got interviews. That's where you got like context,
the information. Yeah. Or do you remember when they would do like, Felly Fell's gonna drop or the Mickey Ficky mix, and they're gonna drop a brand new song, and they would advertise it the whole morning. Like Big Boy would be like, make sure to tune in at 2 because that new Snoop is gonna drop, and it was like, bro, that was. And
they were hyping you up, like, bro, it is gonna kill you guys. Wait till you, bro.
They would play a snippet, and they'd be like, and then they would play around and be like, and then the DJs would be like, oh my God, the Snoop Dogg track is so amazing, right? And they're like, we're gonna play
everybody
that at 2
was
o'clock.
Tuning in.
Felly Fell. You remember when Felly Fell would have the like you would tune in at night. He had it at night, and it would be like the rappers would call in, and they'd be like, and he'd do an interview. Oh, it was so good,
bro. Power to 6 was the shit. Like
Big Boy.
Big Boy was just like, love that motherfucker.
He's so dope.
Like, he's a part of all of our lives. Like anybody who grew up in Southern California, he's like a part of everybody's life. Like,
have you seen the picture of? He posted on his Instagram. He takes a picture with someone, and that person had a picture of Big Boy holding them as a baby when he was big, when he was like big old Big Boy. But man, Big Boy is that guy. Did you know he just started making like Power 106 was paying him under like 100 racks the whole time.
Right. Yeah. And he started making when he made the move, right?
Yeah. And even then, I think because just that deal, I'm sure he's making he has other deals and stuff like that. But I think even then they were saying like
he wasn't making 100 racks though. At Power 6.
He said he was making under base. He was making under 100 racks. That he never broke 100 with Power 6 because they were so. Yeah, he had other deals. I'm sure, like endorsement deals. Remember, he was on.
I just can't believe that.
What was that Rob Schneider movie? Remember with where he the Mel Bigelow Gigolo or whatever the fuck.
Yep.
Where Big Boy she orders a Gigolo and Big Boy's like this big, and then he's like, I think there's a mistake. Did you say steak? Remember that?
I don't know if I watched it.
Come
or
on.
if I don't remember it.
Yeah, he plays the Gigolo. It's Rob Schneider.
Oh yeah, I do remember the
Deuce
Gigolo.
Bigelow,
Yeah.
Mel Gigolo.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And then he was in
And
that?
then Big Boy, Big Boy's laying. He like shows up to the house and he opens the door and it's Big Boy with a wig on and he's eating wings.
Oh yeah.
And then he goes, I think there was a mistake. Big Boy's like, did you say steak?
I do remember.
Bro, I know. Look, the other day we were having this conversation about how you were like, the fucking culture. Because we were talking about.
You're a fucking culture warrior, bro.
Because we were talking about Peso Pluma and Grupo Firme.
You're the worst.
But it's not, you know what it is? It's that like that. Like I can bring up, I was a latchkey kid. All I did was listen to music and watch TV when I got home. Because they didn't want me to be, it was better than me being running out on the streets. So there was just there was no one there to fucking tell me not to watch TV or listen to this. So I have all these references just in my fucking head, just in my fucking head. And so when we were talking about Peso Pluma and Grupo Firme, I do take offense when there's like culture vultures fucking.
Yeah, you're a fucking culture warrior.
Yeah, I do like fuck Grupo Firme. I don't like Grupo Firme. I like Peso Pluma. Cool.
I mean, they're doing fine. They have a song
With
for
6ix9ine.
you. It's called Gracias.
That's an old. You know when you sent me that song?
I don't even care if it's old. It's new
like,
to me.
I was like, I told you.
It's brand new to me, bro.
When I text you, I was like, I party in Downey, Dick. They fucking play that song like 10 times.
I see. I don't expect. Okay,
over.
so I'll tell you the best part about
they
coming.
They don't play it in Newport.
I love coming in. I love coming to Downey. I love coming to, just the southeast, right, or even the east, right? Yeah, like Montebello, Downey, and then this way, like west of that. Love coming down here. Even like my music hits different. Like I got off the freeway, I got off a Firestone off the 605, and I'm fucking heading west, to the studio, and I'm fucking bumping Sugar Free and Snoop, and I'm telling you, like I got my fucking sunroof open, and it's hitting, and it just hits different because I'm surrounded by brown people, and it's fucking dope. Like I can't. I can't play music like that. Like where I live, like I don't know. It's just not socially acceptable.
You know what's funny is that when we were talking about,
it's not cool.
We were talking about the.
Can't be myself.
We were talking about the Grupo Firme and Peso Pluma debate, right? And I was like, oh, they're being ostracized or whatever. But you know what I didn't remember, or I realized it after, is that I legit, bro. You can gauge what's hot in the hood, like. I work in Huntington Park.
Yeah.
So if I, when I walk to like get coffee, there's this dope ass place called Casa de Cafe on Pacific, and they do like what's that other coffee place called the Spanish one? There's one in Southgate. Tierra Mia. So they do like the horchata fraps and all that stuff. But when you walk to it, and you're walking, and it's like Lawrence, maybe like a block up. Casa de Cafe or Cafe de Casa? No, Cafe de Casa.
And it's good?
Dude, they do breakfast plates and they do like waffle or crepes with like chocolate and bananas and strawberries, but then they do like papas, like not hash browns like diner style, but like papas with like onion and celery, and it's fucking bomb. And then they give you a coffee and they have like Cafe de Olla, and it's really good. But I go anyways, so when I walk there, you can hear what's playing. Like I guarantee you, if we go up Florence right now, we hit Pacific all the way up to Randolph, you'll hear Peso Pluma bumping, or you'll hear like
he's dope. Like I had heard about him, but like again, I didn't even want to bring him up to you because I was gonna be like, who knows if this guy offended Jesse in any fucking way, and Jesse's gonna tell me about how he fucking I don't know,
like the Grupo Firme with the 6ix9ine shit. Number one, look, I'll tell you.
But you never liked them, right? And like it's like shame on you. They're fucking they have dope ass tracks, like dope. I don't know if I can't care enough. But and see, it's funny because you were arguing that you were saying it's about music. You're a music head, right? You grew up. Like, looking up to these people. Like I did too.
No, not just looking up, but listening so much to listening so much to like okay, let's say when it comes to that type of music, right? To me, with Grupo Firme, I just thought like for the and I get it, that things are changing but it's just they were too. I don't know. It was a little too fucking like they were having too much fun. You know, like I was like, fuck it. Like this is lame, bro. Like this is they're doing too much for my taste. And then it's the same reason I didn't like Lupillo because they don't do their own songs. They do like they're redoing a bunch of other people's music, and
that's all the white people said about rap, and they were like, "You guys are just sampling." That's what their whole hate about.
No, but they actually like a lot of the some of the there's not original songs. It's like Lupillo never did. Okay,
I don't know about Lupillo.
But here's what I'm saying. It's like 6ix9ine. It's what hate. No, with Grupo Firme, it's like I feel like there's record labels that figure out how to build what works. They do. They know how to create it. But then there are people that come up organically, and it's just because their content is so good.
I understand. I don't care. Like, there are some songs that they have that are just so fucking dope, and they are fun, and they're good vibe, and they're cool as fuck, and like, then that's cool. Like, I like. That's enough. That's enough. Like, how they got there. Yes. Do I appreciate somebody that got there on his own more? Fuck yeah, better story. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to appreciate other things too.
That and I think also that, and I think also it's like you're listening to it. When I listen to Spanish music like that, you're listening to it to like, you're in the 4Runner on the freeway and you're like bouncing around like that's right. But me, hear me out. Yeah. I'm listening to it at like, where I'm drinking, where it's like we're listening to corridos because we're drinking. That's drinking music to me. To be honest with you, that's drinking music.
Corridos?
Yeah, it's drinking music.
And that's like corridos are like the gangster rap.
No, it's Spanish. Like they do corridos.
Corridos is like
Grupo Firme does corridos.
Yeah, but they're like it's about like
not necessarily
like cartels and shit, right?
Not necessarily. Like it's
mostly about that, right?
No, those are narco corridos.
Oh yes, that's true.
A corrido is more of a story to be told. Like again, like Chalino Sanchez, who's like the king of corridos, has corridos that now are all about narcos. Like he has like one of the most famous ones are about love or about like these brothers. There's this one famous one where these brothers get into an argument and like the one brother shoots the other brother, and while he's dying, he's like, "How could you do this to me?" And at the very end, they're like the one that's left at both graves crying is his mom. So those are just stories.
Yeah. You know? Now I get it. I get it.
So
now I understand your world.
But that's drinking music to me. And I think maybe too also, and I'm thinking about it right now, it's like a generational thing. Like I grew up around when they would play this music growing up, like at my grandma's house. It was because there was a bunch of people together and we played this music like Miguel y Miguel. And this is like people will know like Cadetes de Linares. Those are old people music. So now old people, our parents were listening to it while they drank, and now we listen to it because you're trying to remember them. Like, oh, I remember them, but now it's like I'm drinking too. It's just drinking music. I don't know how to explain it. Chalino's drinking music.
Yeah,
you know.
But you're also like a little part of you is like a purist, right? Like
I am. When it comes to music, yeah. Like I won't fuck with people.
Everything. Like I've sent you like YouTube videos and shit like that, or like told you to go places, and you're like, nope. That guy did this in 1996, and I fuck him.
No, not so much 1996, but like
when was the hurricane?
Like the Jordan Peterson thing,
or like Joel Osteen, right? Like you're like
Joel Osteen.
Yeah, see, it's like, but okay. With all those examples, if you just say fuck you, like you're a piece of shit, right? Like because whatever, you know,
because you did something
because you don't like all three of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Group of female, blah blah blah. You also miss out on some of the good things that they have, and I think that's a mistake. I think it's like, yeah, you're right about like understanding. Like there were people that didn't like Kobe, like my buddy Mark hated Kobe the whole time. You know why? Because he did that thing to Shaq, right? Like
got him kicked off the Lakers.
Yeah, because right, and he ratted out
Shaq was lazy.
But he also ratted out his.
Yeah. When during the lawsuit. He said, "Oh, Shaq does this too, or picks up on girls,
right?" So that got out. It fucking helped. It fucked up, Shaq's marriage. Anyways, right? It was one of the factors, right? But it was Shaq's fault. But still, Kobe shouldn't have fucking said that, right? He should have shut the fuck up. But anyways, he missed all of the
greatness
of Kobe because he was still so mad about that one fucking thing and he couldn't get over it. It's like I understand that this is an extreme example, but that's like true too. Like like don't miss out on like the good of everybody just because something you don't like about them. I don't know if that's like a good life
I
or
think
way
it's
to
I
live.
think it's you know, we joke a lot about being like Costco swap meet right now. We're talking, right? We joke a lot, but I think it's one of those things where like my values also come from there. Where like honestly, bro, I am where it's like if you don't fuck with someone, right? I won't fuck with them either.
Yeah.
Like if that's your enemy, then they're my enemies and all their friends are my enemies too.
Yeah.
And if I see their friends, even if I don't know them and even if their friends are great people, it's still fuck them on sight because you don't get along with their friends. That's the way I am. And it's gotten to the honestly, it's and I don't know if that's good or bad, but there's been situations where like I'll never forget my sister-in-law. Oh, she's officially divorced today, by the way. Congratulations. She's officially divorced. But I remember like her ex, dude, like there was like dudes that I had got into it with them in Bell when we all lived in Bell. We were neighbors, and he talked to them, but I had beef with them, and I remember like having a whole ass conversation with him, like about, look, bro, like this is what I think. This it's not cool. Like I'm not cool with those people, so you can't be cool with them either because we're family. And if you're gonna be cool with them, then I'm not gonna be cool with you. I can't trust you because I don't know. I can't. That's just and that's it is values from, I guess, from the hood. Yeah. Would you fuck with somebody that like, let's say not me. I'm not. That's not a good example. But like, let's say one of your
I'll stab somebody.
No,
you.
I'm not saying stab. But let's say like one of your, one of your like I don't know, so one of your other friends. Right?
Let's use you as an example.
Would you?
Yeah, like I would automatically. Yeah, sure. Yeah,
right.
yeah. But see, like I use discretion. I guess it's not like I don't think. Look, you understand. Like I talk about values a lot too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like even profession is like a big deal, and like in an organization like that. Anyways, right? And even like how I lead, right? It's like there are rules. Right, that how you behave, but you can't be. You also have to be like a palm tree. There's a reason why palm trees survive hurricanes and big ass fucking log trees don't, because the log trees are fucking rigid. They don't fucking move. Whereas palm trees, they always survive the hurricanes, bro. Because if the fucking wind's throwing them at 100 miles an hour, you know what they do? They bend. They're flexible. They'll lose their fucking leaves, but they'll grow them back, and they stay longer. Whereas these big fucking hard trees that don't fucking move, they just fucking, those are the ones that fall over. Go back and look at the fucking, hurricanes.
Yeah.
It's always the big fucking heavy, strong trees that aren't moving that those are the ones that get fucking knocked over. I think it's important to be a little flexible, right? Like to use discretion in how you do it. It's like mandatory sentences, right? Like that's a problem because judges sometimes are like, dude, like this person doesn't deserve 35 years, but they have to give it to the person because somebody said, we're going to be fucking rigid and say, this is mandatory for all judges. I'm going to tell you how to do your job, and this is what you're going to do from now on. That's the problem. And that's a problem with rigidity, right? You should use discretion. You should be flexible.
That's how you got my audience on your side just right now. Like everybody, like all my hood homies are listening to the podcast because they got love for me.
Yeah.
But they call me and they're like, hey, dog, like, what's up with your fucking homie? Like, right now, when I say like,
gotcha, motherfuckers.
I'm down for you no matter what. Like they were with me, like, yeah, bro, yeah. But then you said mandatory fucking sentences, and they're like, oh, the homie's right there. Yeah. Be a palm tree, dick. Stop fucking around.
I need to score some points with them. Damn, bro, I've been plummeting with them.
Hey, you know what though? Before we move on from San Diego, this is relatable to the hood thing too. I told you, you said I went to San Diego Zoo. And I was like, oh, cool. I was like, was there protesters? Because I went to the LA Zoo with my kids, which
and what were they fucking protesting?
That the animals deserve to be free.
Oh,
but I don't understand. Like where I get it. Don't get me wrong. Like some of the fucking animals that you're there, and LA Zoo has really, like, since I was there when I used to go as a kid. They've really stepped it up. Like the like where the chimps are is really cool. There's a lot of space where the gorillas are. That was really fucking cool because the gorilla came out and like the little gorilla, baby gorilla was playing. It was really fucking cool, man. Like all the animals were actually out. I remember being a kid and going there, and they were just all asleep, and you'd be like, "What the fuck?" But they were actually, you can tell like the people, caregivers or whatever, they legit care about those fucking animals. And the only thing that was weird was when you're walking in, they're selling a bunch of timeshares and shit. There's like a bunch of
at the LA Zoo.
Yeah, there's a bunch of like little booths, and I thought like, oh, it must be shit for the zoo, and maybe like one of them is for a zoo membership, but the rest of them was like selling timeshares and just marketing shit. And I was like, what the fuck? The other interesting thing too was just like the museum, because that law passed, or city council or whatever the fuck, where street vendors are legal now. I went to the museum with my kids to the Natural History Museum in LA on an exposition. And I hadn't been there in a minute too. And when I went there, it was like you'd park across the street and you just walk up to the museum. Now, when you park, you walk through where the science center is at, where the new stadium is, where the stadium for LAFC is at. And then, know, there's a whole, so as you're walking through it, it's really fucking nice. And they've made it like science and space, like base, everything that's related like to there. And there's like exhibits in the outside as you're walking through. And then once you get to the Rose Garden, which is in front of the Natural History Museum, there's all the street vendors, but it's not like they've organized it well. Like they've given them a space to be street vendors. So now when you go to the museum or the zoo, you can get fucking hot dogs, you get tacos. I got pupusas. Like there's they're selling like the little balloons, the light up fucking lightsabers, like all the shit that, you know, that makes the street vendors amazing. The corn, the churros,
that's so cool.
Chips with chili cheese.
They had none of that in San Diego.
Bro, it was so fucking cool because my kids are like, I'm hungry. I was like, we're gonna get tacos, you know, like it was fucking dope. But there was also protesters, and they're just being dicks. Like, you know, I was around my kids, like it was a fucking great time. And there was other kids walking in, and like this one dude, and he like looks straight in the eyes of this kid, and he's like, you're going in to see a depressed elephant. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was telling you, bro, like I guess my ghetto ass, I was like, man, I wish this motherfucker would say something to my kid. Because I'd be like, shut the fuck up, dog. Like, you know?
Of course you would. You would say it just like that.
I would. That's the whole point. You have to say it intimidatingly. Like, you can't say it like, can you shut the fuck up, please?
You're going to fight somebody at the zoo?
I wouldn't have fought him. He wouldn't have wanted to fight.
What about if he would have been like, fuck you then? And then like,
I would have took his
to the next level.
I would have took his stupid little sign and be like, what? And then thrown it.
And then he would have like escalated then from there. And then now you're fighting at the fucking zoo. No. You're the families that fight at fucking Disneyland. Like that, you're it.
Maybe
somebody disrespects you, your ego is hurt, and then now you're gonna be hurt. Like
if somebody says something wild to my kids or my wife, yeah, I'm gonna fight. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna fight. If they say something wild to the kids,
it's not that wild.
Somebody pushes
it's just like
somebody pushes over AJ at Disneyland. You'd be like, yo, what the fuck?
I mean, the likelihood that somebody would do it on purpose is incredibly low. Like,
but let's
it's almost
say,
impossible.
Let's say that you're waiting for the fireworks, and your son's standing there, and someone like just like pushes them, and then they still turn around and they're like, man, fuck you and your kid. No.
What am I gonna do, bro? Like, look, it's not that
you wouldn't even say something offensive to them, like fuck you, you fucking fat fuck.
I would say something. I wouldn't say something offensive, but I would say something to the effect of like, I feel sorry for people. I honestly look. Here's where my feelings are at that moment right now, because I'm putting myself in that situation, and I'm like, can you imagine how fucked up like your life must be if you're telling a kid and a dad that you just bumped into, fuck you, fuck yourself. You gotta understand, like,
but you're not thinking that deep in that moment.
But I do. But I don't know. I'm legit telling you, because I don't react that way, because look, you know who taught me this? This exact thing that I'm telling you. one of my bosses. One of my bosses was teaching me how to be a good. I handled employee. I also handled, besides recruiting, I also was responsible for like coaching future leaders, and I was also responsible for like, like disciplining really tough cases with employees, and sometimes like firing them, right? And she taught me this like as a tactic to understand the other person, to never judge, right? To not like so easily judge. And what she told me, she's like, look, when they say something offensive to you or blah, 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 she's like, it's not personal. It's them and their unhappiness with their life and why they are the way they are. He's like, never stop feeling sorry for them. Never stop feeling sorry for them. And because I practice that so often professionally, it just seeped into other parts of my life. And so now when somebody says some shit like that, like I can't help but be like, damn, like what's happening in your fucking world that you have to do this? Like, we have a mutual friend who's very like one-upper and just wants to, and I'm like, what is happening in your fucking world that makes you like that? Like, why?
Yeah. I can think of another situation too, where like, where I think we should have, I still to this day, I think we should have went and fucked that fool up. But I called you that day, and remember, you called me and then I called you back, and I was like, listen, like, if you want to go, like, I'm ready to fucking go.
Yeah.
Like, let's go. I'll go. We'll meet up and let's go. Like, I know where he's at. Let's go. And you're like, no, fuck him. And I was like, bro, like, listen, let's just go mop him up. And you didn't. Which I guess now in retrospect, I'm like, oh, we really didn't go do that. We really
like, it's just like, like
good,
nobody's
Papa.
gonna fuck with like
today.
Nobody's gonna fuck with my look.
Your
Nobody's
energy.
my zen, like my like. So I posted this shit about the fucking Super Turtle, my Super Turtle video, right? And I put like a song. I'm like, oh, this is my fucking new anthem, and I was all hyped about it, right? And it really was, right? And somebody sent me like the meaning of a turtle. I had never looked it up, and I looked at it and I was like, oh, bro, like no wonder I like felt some kind of fucking gay way like towards this fucking turtle, because it was fucking like, because like it talks about like being calm in like chaos, right?
Yeah.
Being the steady one in chaos, and like understanding the other person and where they're coming from, and like, and that's hard to do. It's fucking hard to do. It's a discipline. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of time to get to that point where you can actually
not let your emotions
not react.
Yeah.
When you're offended, because people are disrespectful as fuck, and oh, I gotta go back. Because this is a perfect segue. Going back to San Diego. Let's all go back to San Diego. Okay. So we're in San Diego. That thing happens with my beans. We go to the club. It's bumping. It's fun, right? Okay. My sister takes off, and the sister will go unnamed, but she takes off, leaves the club, and fucking is missing for 2 hours. Try to text, try to message. It's just fucking gone. We're worried, but we're still having fun because we're like, this is a grown ass adult. They're going to be okay. They just need some time. Because I think like they had fought with another family member, right? So that this one leaves. So now I got an MIA, right? I had a fire. Now I got somebody MIA, and I'm responsible because I'm the sober one, and everybody's drunk, right?
Real quick, what's hilarious about this is this isn't the first time. Like, I've partied with you and we've lost a sibling.
We've lost a sibling, right? So it's 2 hours, right? So I haven't called this sibling because I'm like, give the sibling some space, right? Everybody else has blown this person up and is not answering.
Which the night we partied together and we lost him too, you were the chillest fucking person in the world as well.
So I call maybe like an hour and a half later. Sibling's okay, just needs some space. Great, okay, we found him. I tell everybody, calm the fuck down. Everybody calms the fuck down. We meet up with this person. This person comes back to the club 30 minutes later, and is cool as fuck, having a great time, right? Okay, so now it's and then I'm there with one of the people that are extra. Is my boy Ruben, who I've been trying to get on the podcast because he's fucking hilarious, right? And me and Ruben have an adversarial relationship. We're always talking shit to each other, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like more viciously than Steve, right? He was on an episode like two episodes ago, right? Or one episode ago, one or two. So he's there, and bro, some white girl. So he's reserving we have a table, but we didn't pay. It's not like we have bottle service, but we just have a nice fucking dope table. So we get up, and some white girls and all her friends, they come over, and they're like, can we sit down? And he's like, no. As a matter of fact, get the fuck up. My friends and family are coming back, like, no, get the fuck up. And he's rude about it. He's a dick. Like, He's just like that.
He's just
a little grump.
No tiene pelos en la lengua.
Yeah, he's a little older than me. He's just a little
just being honest. Yeah, being real.
And so they're all now. I get back. They're fighting, and I'm like, bro, okay, Ruben, chill. He's like trying to get in the face because she's like, you're a fuck.
He's a dude that instead of saying like no ladies, he's like bitch.
Yeah, he got up. He's like, and I'm like, bro, you're not gonna do anything. Chill the fuck out. I'm like, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm so sorry. I was like, can I buy you a beer? He's like, no, it's all good. I was like, okay, cool. Diffuse the situation. But he's still like a dog. Like staring at her. Staring at her. Right. And I'm like, I'm so embarrassed. Right. I'm like fucking mortified again. Right. Mm-hmm. So I calm that fucking situation down. We go to and they built a what's that taco spot that's famous in Tacos El Gordo? It's famous.
Oh yeah.
Bomb tacos, right? Not better than King Taco, but very, very, very good, right? Although the pastor is, but we go
as good as Mexico.
Oh, the al pastor taco is the best al pastor taco I've ever had in my fucking life.
Ooh, really? That's saying a lot.
Fucking life.
That's saying a lot.
Nothing like it. Bro, that place is blown up. They have two next to each other in Vegas. You've seen those, right?
Yeah.
They used to always be in the south side of San Diego, like in the Mexican neighborhoods. Now they're in Gaslamp, and bro, it's packed. So we get there, we're like the last, like part of the last 10 people
for them.
Yeah, we're part of the last 10 people there. We get in, and it's a long line, so we're waiting. So my party is outside, and I'm ordering for everybody. I'm like, dude, I got it. Thanks for all coming out. But, I'm gonna get them a bunch of tacos. How much am I gonna fucking spend, right? Mm-hmm. So I go get a bunch of tacos, right? I look outside to look at my party. One of them is licking a fucking street pole. This person is so drunk out of their mind. Out of their mind, JJ. Just, bro, I carried this person from the fucking 2 blocks away to this spot. And I said, hug the pole, hold the pole. Well, they were holding the pole so much, and then they started licking the pole. Oh my God. So I'm like, son of a bitch, right? So they're like, dude, just don't get us tacos. We're going to go back. Like, I'm going to carry this motherfucker back, right? They're just going to have to sleep in our room, right?
Yeah.
So they go back, and I'm like, son of a bitch, right? Now it's me, Ruben, and Monique, right? Ruben is fucking drunk, okay? And he's going, like, trying to squeeze in the line. And he bumps into this white boy, and he's all, and he like shrugs his hand, like, get off of me, right?
Yeah.
He's the one bumping into him, and this big old corn-fed 6 foot, at least 4 or 5.
That's
white
crazy.
dude gets in his face and is like, "Look, you little motherfucker, I'll fuck you up." And then he says, and then Ruben, like I pulled Ruben out, and the guy says, "You better fucking stop, or I'll go right back there and I'll come to your face right now." I'm like, "You're gonna come on his face," and then everything erupts in laughter. It's fucking funny, and I kind of like diffuse it, and then now Ruben's like behind me talking shit, like bro, like a classic.
You gotta shut the fuck up
classic
at that
thing,
point,
right? And I'm like, "Ruben, shut the fuck up," and the guy's like, "Bro, I'll fucking stab you in the fucking." I'm like, "You're not gonna stab anybody in the eye, okay?"
Yeah.
You're this is not gonna happen.
I'll give you that, dog. You are that guy. You're the guy who's like, listen, this is not gonna happen. Really think about this situation.
Listen, I was ready to fight the guy. Like, it's all good. Like, you don't get it. I'll fuck a motherfucker up. But it's just like, I am not going to do that. Like, I got a silver tongue, and I'm gonna fucking use it.
Do you know?
It's hard to fight me.
You know Andrew, and I'll say his name out there because he fucking knows. I give him shit for this all the time. You know, Andrew doesn't. I don't let him forget, and he swears. I'll be like, I'm down, bro. I'm not a bitch, because I'll never let him forget the day we were partying in Whittier. Remember? And I was like, listen, this fight's gonna happen, and I'm not gonna say who started the shit. But
that Andrew.
No, my homie Andrew.
Your homie. I was thinking about my son.
No. My homie Andrew's sitting in the corner, and somebody had stirred some shit up. And you ended up having to fucking
clean it up.
Yeah, you had to clean it up. And I'm standing next to you with like
there was no talking at that point. It was just like,
and I have like the neck of a
throw down.
Yeah, I had like the neck of a bottle in my fucking hand, and I'm looking.
I'm stretching out.
And I look over. I look over at Andrew and I'm like, why is he still sitting down? And he's like, I don't like confrontation. You fucking bitch. So till this day, he's like, if you guys would have started fighting, I would have jumped up. I was like, fuck you.
No, you wouldn't.
I was like,
you would have been recording.
Yeah. And he's
somebody
like,
needs to keep record.
He's like, I was talking to Rose. I was like, shut the fuck up. I was like, it's okay. Listen,
It's all good.
it's all good. You were like hide under the table while me and Ro fucking, like fought like 5 people.
Yeah, bro, there was no way I was talking my way out of that one. It was just like they're gonna swing at us, and then there's no I can't be like time out, hold on, let's talk. No, it was
It's
just
not like either of our wives.
I'm gonna have to beat the shit out of one of them so that the other ones are like, we should probably stop.
It's not like either of our wives are trying to pull us out of there so we wouldn't fight. They were both like, you gotta go fuck them up.
Yep. Fucking ghetto ass fucking cholas we have as wives.
Sometimes you gotta fight.
Bro, I make fun of her so often over this. It's fucking funny. So the last story about San Diego. Okay, so it didn't even happen there. San Diego Wild Animal Park, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the last time I was there was had to be like 10 years ago. Okay, hadn't gone back since. So this is when weed and edibles were like new to the game, and like they hadn't regulated like how to like like how much to put in them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Wild West times.
Wild West, and the whole thing back then was about like who puts the most weed in one edible, right? And
also remember everybody was trying to figure out the right way to do it, because a lot of people didn't know whether you just toss weed into food or do you like melt it down into the butter of food. Like how do you intake this correctly?
Well, these motherfuckers figured it out. Okay. And so we bought one that was 100x, right? So me and my brother-in-law, and it's a big ass fucking cookie, like a gigantic cookie, and we split it in 3.
Are those the ones that just smells like fucking?
Oh, like, just fucking deep drenching weed. Like it was hard to eat, right? So Steve and I are stoners back then, right? And so Scott, his brother, is not. He's a fucking nerd. He's a fucking good guy, right? Like, he's a big ass boy. He's tall as fuck, and but he's a good boy, and they're wealthy. Like they're they're well off.
Is he the one that had a place in San Francisco?
No. This is my brother-in-law. So Monique's sister's right. So Steve and Scott we're together, and we're having a fucking great time. And we ate the edibles at the hotel. So we drive to the Wild Animal Park, and it's like a whole day. We got this plan. It's fucking fun, right? Bro, we are fucking blitz out of our motherfucking mind. Bro, I'm on another planet, right? And I'm walking, and bro, this is the middle of July. It's fucking beaming hot. In the Wild Animal Park, it's like in the Inland Empire of San Diego.
So it's hot as fuck.
Right? It's a desert. And it's cool because it's gigantic. So we walk in, the first exhibit on the right-hand side, and it takes like 5 minutes to walk there past the entrance, maybe 7, but it's the fucking, the apes. We get to the apes, and right there, we are fucking peaking.
Oh, man. They're talking to you.
It is hitting us, and me, Scott, and Steve are sweating. And fucking everything spinning. We are higher than I think we've ever been in our lives up to that point. And it's a body high, so you can't move. Bro, we couldn't move from there. Listen, we could not move from that point. We were fucking stuck. And I send him a picture of the place, and I'm like, remember this? And they started a whole conversation about it, right? We have pictures of this shit, right? And we're fucking, bro, we're fucked up. And we can't go on, bro. Like, you don't get it. Like, we are fucked.
Gone.
We can't go on. And so we fucking immediately say, not almost immediately, but we're sitting down trying to get water. They're pouring water on our heads.
Oh my God.
Like, it is full-blown medical emergency, okay?
Yeah.
So we fucking leave, right? We fucking leave. And we go to the front. We're like, dude, we're having a medical emergency. We have to go, right? So they gave us our money back, right? Reluctantly, but they gave us our money back, right? Which is awesome. So we go back to the hotel. And we get there, right? And we're fucked up. Scott can't get out of the car.
Oh, man.
He starts crying.
Oh.
Fucking bawling, crying. Like, he's so high and he's so mad at us because he trusted us. And we fucked him up. And he wants to go to the hospital. He wants us to call a paramedic.
You guys ruined weed for him.
He never smoked weed. He never did any weed after that, right? And he is
poor
just
guy.
poor guy. We fucked him up. So, he's fucking. So we finally get him out, and we calm him down. We put him in the room. We slept. That was like 11 in the morning. By the time we got back home and in our rooms, we slept till 8 p.m. We got up at 6:37. It's funny. We ate because we had a big ass room. We ate, and it was funny. We all like synchronized. We all got up at the same time. We ate, and we went right back to sleep and didn't see each other till the next morning.
Fuck. You guys gave that guy trust issues for sure with you. Like he's never gonna trust you ever again. Damn. Hey, but listen, before we even jump, right now we're talking about hood shit, right? And about being making level-headed, whatever the fuck, just good decisions. Ja Morant.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, that's true. I feel bad for the guy. Like I like him. You know, I like him.
He's changing the game. He's great. He's a good fucking player.
He's really great, and he's just a cool dude. Like he's fun to watch, and like look,
his story's good.
And there's a part of me that's like that's hood like that. Like there's a part of me that like I could see myself like, you know, with my gun. Like I've done that even at home. You know.
Yeah.
Just that he feels so freely to post it, and the homie kind of like.
Yeah, I feel
like he shouldn't. Like he's got to have homies that protect him. He's got to have homies that protect him.
Me and you have had this conversation where about just homies, where it's like you gotta have, you have a homie for like, there are people that you call for certain things, and then there are people you keep around you, but the people you keep around you, like they have to be, positive, like influencing your life in a positive way. Bro.
Yeah,
like you can't have somebody who's gonna be a liability.
Yeah.
Like it's especially when you're on the come up, like you have way too much to lose for somebody else to put it in danger.
Right.
Like it's one thing if I'm going to make the decision, but if somebody else is going to do it, is making the decision that's going to impact my shit, then I can't have you around me.
See, that's the logic that I use for the even me fucking up. Like I won't even put myself in a position where I'm a motherfucker that's like unpredictable. Like me and that motherfucker ain't friends. We are not even close to each other. So everybody around my world is pretty predictable. We're not going to do any stupid shit, and I'm not either. That's just that's the next level up. You're almost there, Bubba.
I think
you got a Costco card. You're getting there, Bubba.
I just got no fighting motherfuckers at Costco.
It's gonna, you're on your way.
Nah, I'm not.
You know what you never seen? A fight at Costco. Tell me you seen a fucking fight on Costco.
I don't know. I've only been there like 3 times.
No. But like, you see, like on the internet, right? Like you see plenty at Walmart,
Sam's.
Even Target once in a while, right? Mostly it's Walmart. Fucking Walmart's like the
let me talk to you about
or Waffle House, right?
Yeah. Rest in peace, P&B Rock. He got killed at Roscoe's.
Yeah,
he got killed at Roscoe's for fucking. Did you see that real quick? That's a hip hop story, but the guys who killed him and robbed him was a father and son, bro.
Oh yeah. I did see that story.
That's fucking scumbag move to take your son into kill this guy and
let's go fucking rob somebody.
That's fucked up. You gotta be anyways. But the we're talking about the fights, Ja Morant, and you made me fucking lose what I was gonna tell you. But no, I don't think I don't know. His story was really good, man. Like he was undersized in college, and everybody told him he wasn't gonna be able to do it. And his dad, like how much his dad invested. His dad was played collegiate ball. And he was supposed to go to the NBA, but Ja Morant was actually born. So then he had to dedicate all his, time to making sure to provide for his son. He wanted to be a good dad. And then he invested everything. Like he knew his son was going to play for the league because his dream was to play for the league. So he knew what it took.
Yep.
So he trained up his son, which is great. And now,
so for him to go from that family, he
has a good family.
Yeah, to go to that, like, what are you fucking doing?
But
bro?
I think so
too much fucking Playboy.
No, I think that
this is the problem with fucking listening to music. Like we were talking about, like you and Sugar Free, and like you said,
no,
idolizing rappers and like becoming like
you're
gonna
off.
Start slapping bitches.
And you're completely 100% off. I'm gonna tell you. We were talking outside about. I told you what song is this, and I recited a line to you, and you're like Sugar Free, and I said he's underrated. Sugar Free is, because I think that his style of the style of rapping was different back then. He's off key. He's off the beat. He does, when you listen to a beat and you nod your head, your brain is telling you the rhythm, and this is the pattern to rap on this beat, because
he doesn't do that. Yeah.
He doesn't do that. He goes off.
Yeah.
He's off the tempo, which is weird and hard to do because you're basically going off the rhythm. And then he's just talking. He talks really fast, and then he jumps back on, and it just sounds good. And my argument is that Blueface, like Tatiana, hey Tatiana, like all these, and especially like Draco. And again, these are, I've sent you some of these, right? A lot of these rappers now, that's what they do. And he was the first one to do it. So he was a pioneer. And my argument is that what I was trying to tell you is that DJ Quick, who signed him, like if Sugar Free would have been on Death Row, I think Sugar Free would have been way bigger. But anyways, you said, yeah, but maybe he didn't make it because.
It's true. Imagine that. Yeah.
Sugar Free on Death Row. Yeah. And they would have pushed an album.
Right.
Like promoted it, like Suge Knight promoted an album for him.
I mean, his album did great.
He did. But it was because we were in the neighborhoods we were in that it did great. Snoop.
But also he couldn't make another album that good.
No, he couldn't. But here's
Street Gospel.
Yeah. Oh man.
It's a great album.
It's so good. But I what I was saying was, you said, a lot of the shit he says too is kind of like, it's not gonna make it mainstream. And it's a tough, like him talking about smacking bitches up and then pimping and Pomona and all this shit, right? My argument was that I love Sugar Free, and I think that there are.
You wish he was your daddy?
No, fuck you. I'm gonna tell you because I brought that up outside, bitch. I said I didn't have a dad, so I got, well, like I said, I was a latchkey kid. I was going home and watching TV and listening to music. So a lot of the life lessons or like shit that stuck with me and is I got off of music and TV. So when I was listening to Sugar Free as a kid,
this explains so
and
much.
He was like, he's like, he said some shit like, he's like, you spend 30 minutes at the bus stop kissing your bitch goodbye.
That was you when I met you.
Right. So, but see, listen.
Jesse was 17, 18 when I met you? 18?
Yeah, 17, 18.
Engaged.
I was not fucking engaged, stupid bitch. I was a girlfriend.
But you had like a promise ring. Oh shit, Evelyn's gonna get mad.
Listen, I would be afraid of Evelyn talking shit if she listened to our podcast. She don't fucking listen to this. She don't listen to this at all.
You legit. I thought you said you were engaged. No one engaged?
No, I wasn't.
Are you sure? You were like all about some bitch.
Number one, that fucking bitch.
You didn't learn anything from Sugar Free.
I did. Fuck you. I did.
You were a simp back then.
I was tricking.
You were legit a simp. I met you as a simp.
I was tricking.
I met you,
Yeah. Dude, I remember when I went to your house. Remember when I had gotten out of the relationship, I was like, fucking broke up, raw. And you're like, stop being a bitch. Like, stop being a bitch.
I'm like,
I think I like left the car. Remember, dude, I fucking went to your pad and I had that 93 Mercury fucking Sable, and it was a piece of shit, dude. And I didn't know how to get to your house. Like, I didn't know how to get to Whittier from Maywood. That's how I didn't know how to get there. And you asked me, you're like, how do you get to my house? And I go, I take like two freeways. And you were like, why don't you just come up Slauson? And I was like, Slauson goes up that, like, it goes all the way to Whittier? Like, I thought Slauson ended like in Commerce or some shit, dog. Like, but I remember I had gotten in a relationship and I was so bummed that I went to your house, and on the way back on the 605, the car just fucking gave a shit. It took a dump on me. And at the time, I hit somebody up, and they went to go pick me up, and they let me borrow a car. And he was like, he saw me getting all my shit out of the car, and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, you're not gonna come back for it? And I was like, fuck this car. Like, it was and I just left it there, and they took it. And I think the DMV for a minute was like trying to press me for like $700, but it's like one of those things
I ain't got no money.
Huh?
I ain't got no money.
And I think after like 2 years, they just stopped, and then they took it off. Honestly, bro, I'm gonna be real with you. I think I've gotten rid of like tickets like that too. Like, where after a while they're just like, hey,
we're just gonna watch this.
They had an amnesty program one time, like in 2018. No, earlier than that.
Wrote everything off, bro. You were a mess.
Do you remember?
I was a mess too, though.
Do you remember when you?
I was a fucking.
Do you remember when you picked me up? No, when you first time you hired me, and you were like, we got paid that day, and you were like, let's go cash our check. You're like, who do you bank with? And I was like, bank? I was like, take me to the Knicks.
Bro, I remember your phone would just be off, and I'd be like, bro, like, even when you were working, bro, like, it was so hard to keep your phone on.
No, I remember one time you were trying to hire Boost Mobile, Metro. Before Metro, it was Boost Mobile. Before Metro PCS came out, you had to buy you had to put like $60 on your phone.
It's been rough being your friend.
Bro, remember when I would you would message me and you're like, yo, what's up with your fucking phone? And I'd be like, call me to my girls.
Yeah. It used to like you're always been like, you've always been so embarrassed. Like you didn't want to ever tell me. Like even to this day.
Yeah.
Like,
well, now I don't give a fuck because now it's like I look back on that and I'm like, fuck. But to be quite honest with you, man, like people, like that's what I feel like me and my girl lasted so long together because we did, like she was there with me, like suffering. Yeah. You know, we were poor. Like I legit, bro, at one point fucking sold like my TV in order to like make rent, you know, and we had an apartment and we were glad we had an apartment, but it was like, we'd be in the room, just, it was an empty, we didn't have TV, so we didn't have shit. Like we were just chilling in our room, like, fuck, like we gotta, but those moments motivate you to be like, I don't ever want to have to sell a TV again. You know, it was one that was heartbreaking. My rent wasn't a lot, bro. It was like $1,000 for a 2-bedroom, 1 bath in Bell Gardens. And I remember I was on commission based work, you know, and my deal wasn't closing in time. And the landlord lady came and I was like, fuck, like, you know, I don't have it yet, but like, you know, I'm trying to sell this Xbox and I'm going to get, as soon as I get the cash, I'm going to get it to you. And she's like, my son likes Xbox. Like, let me see the Xbox. And I was like, oh, and I was like, fuck. And she saw it and she's like, yeah, I'll take it. And she's like, oh, and you're good. And I was like, that shit was heartbreaking because I knew where it was going. Yep. You know, I knew the kid who she's going to give it to and shit. And I really was like, that was my last resort. I was still going to like see what the fuck I can do, you know, to get some money before selling the Xbox.
Clucking your Xbox.
So she took it though. Yeah. And I was like, fuck. And there was like those moments where I was like, I'll never fucking feel that feeling ever again, you know, like ever again. So like now, like my my kids, like my son has an Xbox, right? But like the older version, it's in the closet. My girl's like, why do you keep that? And I was like, because I'll never fucking get rid of another Xbox again. Never again, you know? But bro, what I am proud of is like, I remember,
that's dope.
I remember being really, like one time I had $300 and it was $320. My car payment was $320 and I had $320 and I had done an open house in like Watts and I had to drive back to Bell Gardens, but I didn't have gas and I had to make the car payment that day, but I didn't have gas. So my car was gonna like, when I mean I didn't have gas, I was gonna turn off on like Imperial and Wilmington, you know? So you don't want your car to die on Imperial and Wilmington.
You do not.
So I said, fuck it. I'm gonna put my gas money and the car payment will be late a day. I'm gonna get the $20 by tomorrow. So I pump gas and I get home and I'm stupid. I should have nah, I'm not just gonna knock out. I should like figure this shit out, make a debit card payment. Bro, I wake up the next morning, my car's gone. They fucking, you know, I had one of those loans where they make you sign and agree to put a GPS in your car in case they gotta take it. So they I lived in the back, bro. They came in with the tow truck and there was scratch marks all up the driveway where they like chained it up to pull it out from the back. And they took my baby's car seat, the baby bag in there, anything, all the shit that was in there. Like they just took it. And I remember I tell this story because my father-in-law, rest in peace, was like, how short were you? And I was like, $20. And he was like, why the fuck didn't you call me? He's like, why wouldn't you call? I would have given you the money. And that's when I realized like, oh shit, like there's resources, like I can ask for help. Yeah. I can ask for help. But I just, at that point, I was so used to like, when shit happens, you got to figure it out. you got to figure it out on your own. Like there's no choice. Like go figure it out. And that was life changing for me because my girl comes from a different family.
Yeah.
My girl comes from like,
yeah, you had supportive parents.
Yeah, she had supportive.
And that sucks that because it does like for somebody that grows up without their like parents like that, like you don't have that, like, sure, you don't have the safety net, but you also don't have like,
you don't feel secure.
Yeah, and you also have like, it's like creates anxiety and like, man, like, you're just always like, you run scared.
Yeah,
like,
the pressure is immense. And like I had my grandma, like my grandma, she didn't. It's not that she wouldn't be supportive, but it just didn't have it financially. Like I wasn't used to like.
Right, there was a lot. She'll hug you, she'll love you, but she can't.
And I would never run and tell her. I grew up like I'm not going to tell you any issues because I don't want to add more pressure onto the pressures of life that we're already facing.
Yeah,
so why make your life more difficult by bringing you this? Because I knew that if I would have like told my grandma and she was living in Maywood and in the same house we grew up in that was like a little single, she just would have stressed out. That's all it would have done.
But you know what's crazy is like when you're poor, like it's like you create these like snowballs that make things so much worse.
Right.
Like, cause I've done that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I could tell you stories and I won't bore her, but like, fuck, man, like it's like one thing led to the other and the other and the other, and all of a sudden I'm in a fucking pit. I'm in a fucking hole. And then I look at the other side. Now I'm not there, but I get to see people who are incredibly wealthy, and it's like a snowball the other way.
Right.
It's like just
but because they use the resources.
Yeah, once you get momentum, like momentum goes two ways. Sure, you could be there's like the group in the middle that's just kind of like surviving in the rat race, right? But then you have the really poor group that's like, fuck, man, it's like nothing can go right, and it just fucking snowballs and like, lose licenses and everything. Like everything's fucked up. And then you have the other side, and it's like everything works. Like the whole world works for them.
Like how can it go? How can it go bad?
Even when things go wrong, it's like it's all good. Like
and see, that's what I learned though, because we were having a conversation about one of the homies outside, and I was telling you about him, like, yo, this fool fucking, he's going through this. He just lost his job, and I was telling you the advice I was giving him, and it's that like no matter what happens, you can't be like cynical. Like you can't be like, this is the way my life is, and this shit always fucking happens to me. You have to be like, oh, all right, well, it's not cancer, Dick. I mean, it's not. It's not like the end of the world.
You just have to find, like, I was coaching one of my team members yesterday about this because they had a really bad week and actually bad 2 weeks, and like they're trying to like find the inspiration like to keep going. And I'm like, the difference between how you absorb things is like, we're like our biggest critic, right? But when things go wrong, like I'm just like, it's just a fact. Like, okay, everything went wrong.
It happens.
So like, what do you do now? Like, there's nothing you can do. Like, I don't know. I don't like dwell on my feelings.
Do you remember Lion King?
When you were like fucking sad, like, okay, when all those things happened to you, what happened for the next like 2 weeks after those, right? Devastation, right? Like in your heart, in your this, like
you
you're
can
just
either wallow in it.
Yeah, and like, and I did that. I'm guilty. I'm not speaking from like, oh, like no, bro. It took a long time for me not to be devastated at life. And to just be like, okay, it happened. And so like, what do you do? Like, okay, these are my cards. What do I do?
But I think that I again, like, so like to my wife, those moments, although they were devastating to me, they were much more devastating to her.
Yeah.
Because she hadn't experienced that.
Yeah.
And to me, it was like, well, I've eaten cup of noodles.
Yeah.
As like my only option before. So
yeah,
I mean, we're gonna survive. It's not cool, and there are some people that come complacent with that, and that's a danger. But I always felt like, well, we're gonna come out of this because there's ways to come out of this. Like I was doing my career. I was doing real estate on the side, so there was a way out. It wasn't like fuck. I feel really like
hopeless.
Yeah, there's some people that just feel hopeless, like and that sucks, man. Because I think sometimes a lot of people in the hood, I think that they end up going down a bad route because they don't see a way out, and it's just like, I'm fucking hopeless. So it circles back to Ja Morant, because when you ask why, if he comes from all this good family, I think it's because there are people who have great families and they're in the hood. And those kids sometimes really want to be what they don't really have to be. And they really want to be that because they never really experienced what it really is. Like, I guarantee you that the guys who really are like having to carry guns because their life is like they're putting in so much work that legit, like if they go on the block, their life is in danger. They look at Ja Morant like, you're a dick. Like, you don't have to do that, idiot. Like, why are you doing it? You don't have to you don't have to protect yourself the way I have to. So it's like, I think Ja Morant just really wants to like be, he's a good kid and he doesn't know what I don't think he knows what he wants to do.
I think that's true. And I think part of it is like the culture of like what you listen, like, I think music has to do with that, right? Like you said that, right? Like you were influenced by
sugar free. Yeah.
But and other people too. And not that just him, right? But like Ja Morant really does listen to a lot of like hardcore gangster shit, like because that's
Lil
like
Baby and stuff like that.
Playboy, whatever the fuck is his name, right? Is that his name? Yeah.
Yeah.
But like
or NBA Youngboy.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. But like that's his like that's what he's attracted to. So there's like a little side of him that maybe wishes he was right. And people that grew up in the hood also experience that too, right? Where like they gravitate towards the gangsters and all that stuff, and that like that's fucking hard, like and again, it's part of like what you surround yourself and for like the hopelessness and all that stuff is like, look, at some point you got to say it's me. Like I'm the one that's listening to this. I'm the one that's ingesting this. And so why is my reality this way? It's because this is all that I know. You have to remove yourself. Like if you want to not feel hopeless, if you want to feel hope, like you have to change the way that you think. Like you can't go forward if you think the way that you think. You think like a poor person. That's why you're poor. And I hate to say it, like, but it's just that, and that's been my common theme, right? Like it's like you can only control what you can control. You can't control the world. So you just fucking control what you have the full ability to be in complete charge of. And that's it. Just your fucking decisions and how you behave and how you think.
My argument with that, and we've had this discussion before. We've never done it on the podcast, but me and you have had this discussion where I've argued that you're right. The reason a lot of people stay poor is because they don't know any better. Like they don't know any better. But what I would also argue is that the information available to poor people is not. We don't
live in that world anymore, bro.
It's not there.
See, that's not an excuse.
I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna give you. Let me make my point before, because it's not just about. I know where you're going. You're gonna go with the internet, and then you can go out and you can get resources. You could read a book and this and that. But what I'm talking about is like if some people in the hood, if you still tell them like, oh, if you work really hard, you're gonna work your way up to fucking department manager, shift manager, everything. That to me is not. That's not like that's being told because you need those people to fucking work their little hearts out in the hood. There's no. I've told you this before. It's not a coincidence that Vernon and Commerce, being the most industrial, like they're like 98% industrial cities, are right next to the hood. That's not a coincidence. They do that by design because they need those people to work minimum wage jobs in those warehouses. And I don't think that they're not they don't want those people to get the information on like how to do what they're doing and open up their own businesses and be entrepreneurs, or that's just not happening in there. They're creating, like the high schools there, they're creating the future production workers, the future warehouse workers. And I don't think that there's a real big push to pour resources into that area to really get the next like business people.
There are none.
And that's my argument. Like that's why I think
but see, it's such an incredibly cynical way of seeing it because, and again, you're talking like you want somebody to go in there and save these people. Like wait. I'll let you say your point. You want government to come in there and create programs to help these people. And it's just, that's not the way it works. And if you living your whole life waiting for somebody to come rescue you, that's just, you missed it. You're going to grow old and and I'm not saying you personally, because I don't think you really believe that. Like, I think you championing it because you've championed it your whole life, but I think that you figured it out. And one part is like, So one is like
You got to go out and get it.
You got to go out and get it. But see, and I do think like hard work is important, but it's not the only part. It's just one part of a bigger formula.
You got to also work smart.
Like if you work hard, okay, that'll get you paid and you'll be doing that. And there's a lot of hard workers that stay poor. Or that stay middle class, I would say, like lower middle class, right? Like the people that you're talking about, right? Like
because
people
poor
that
is relative.
People that have a minimum wage job and they hold it. That's the hard worker, right? Like they get paid, they work some overtime, but they're just basically stagnant. The thing that they're missing is what makes up a good leader, a good executive, a good blah 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 blah, and all of that is accessible to them on YouTube, on the internet. Yes, it is. You could take classes. You can get a master's degree on YouTube. You really could. But do they go back to their home after work and say, you know what? I noticed that manager is really good at patience. I'm going to fucking watch 20 fucking videos on patience because I'm not fucking patient. And do they say, maybe, you know what, man, like, dude, John's so fit. He's so disciplined. I'm going to read about how people get disciplined. I'm going to watch motivational videos that tell me how to get disciplined. Oh, you know what? That leader, man, he's so thoughtful and he's fucking, and he like, he knows how to connect with me. Do they read books about like how to build friends and influence people? Do they try to become better? And that's the point. And you know what? And I have tons of stories of people that made it out of the hood that did just that. That was the difference. They changed the way they thought. You ever wonder like why is it that some people fucking make it out and some people don't? It's because they learned something. They learned a different way to think and a different way to believe. And that's why they get ahead. And you can say it's this or that, all this stuff. No, it's just you. It's you. It's what you're doing. It's what you're learning. It's what you're advancing. You know, when I went into recruiting, I don't have a college degree, but I just said, I'm going to fucking be the best motherfucker at this. And so I read articles about it. I fucking geek out on this shit. I fucking know everything there is about like, you know, how to design recruiting system. I'm not a recruiter. I fucking design systems, onboarding systems, fucking training systems to get you going, to make you feel like you belong at this place and feel like you're part of a bigger family. You're trying to achieve something. And it makes you as an employee feel like, fuck yeah, I love this place. That. And then we pay you right. I should have learned that in college. I didn't. I fucking learned it on YouTube and fucking LinkedIn Learning and all these fucking stupid classes. But I figured that shit out. And now I compete at a fucking very high level. And I'm just a fucking dumb kid from Huntington Park. But it's because I said, fuck that. I'm making a decision. And and I see all these. I said, when I was growing up, when I was like coming up, right, even at Select, our first job together, I remember we had this boss called Michael Parrish. He was Judith's boss. Yeah. That motherfucker, I looked up to that guy as a dad, as like a human being. Like he was like one of the most extraordinary human beings I'd ever met. Yeah. Like as a person. And so I was like, I've tried, I honestly, for years after that, I tried that. We used to always say, I want to be like Mike, like Mike. We want to be like, because like, I looked up to that motherfucker, and you know what? In many ways, I became like that guy. And then it was somebody else, and I always latched. Like you did the latch kids, like like me too. But like I just did it with like people that I admired as people, and then they taught me how to be better. But it's like I made a fucking decision to do it and to seek it out, even if it took my whole lifetime to figure it out, and I did. And that's why it's like that's why I know, because I grew up just as poor. It was just as poor.
And I think that, look, I don't expect the government to go in and save them. I don't. I think that it's just like any American story. It's, you got to remember, like the people who have made it, like let's say like the Ford company, right? Like Henry Ford, when he started that, his family had been here. He was like the second or third generation, right? Of American. Our like Huntington Park, the people who have made it out, and let's say from the 80s and the 90s, they were one-offs because their parents had just got here. Now you're seeing a lot more progress because it's like this is the third, fourth generation. I would argue that a lot of the kids coming up, especially like on social media and influencers now, it's a multi-fucking cultural scene because again, bro, like they're coming up on, it's a like third generation of American. But the whole argument about the resources and shit like that, it's just, I think, again, culture too. Like now the parents, my kids are getting a different message than what I got, or like people of my age got, because people of my age got, I still think that they got the whole, like, if you just work really hard at your job,
right.
you're gonna make it.
The message is better now.
And now the message that I'm telling my kids is, you got to find what you're gonna be passionate about, figure out how you monetize it, and then what you have to go learn in order to do it. And then
I see that. In your kids,
and
right?
you also
like,
have to be charismatic.
Look what Hennessy did, right?
Yeah.
Like, she just graduated. Shout out to Hennessy for graduating high school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you feel, bro? You're fucking. Bro. You got a 18. You know, like, you
dude.
and she's got a job, and she's like.
She graduated early. She's still 17. Her children turn 18 till September. She graduated early. I'm fucking super proud of her
kid.
With the job, right? Like, and just a great kid, bro. Like, she makes, like, out of my kids, that's the one who, I know you know this, but you know how there's that one kid that, like, you can see, like, oh, they get the message clearly. Like, they understand the assignment.
Yeah.
Like, my other kids, they get it too. My son
is young. They're very young.
My son's the youngest, so I'm like, but even between Jalen and her, like, with and also I think with Henny, she was the first one, so I got to learn a lot with her. And you gave me a bunch of great advice being a dad, but she's the one that, like, I see, like, the advice, like, one of the things I told her was, when she was really young, I used to tell her, like, look, mama, you gotta don't be the one in the group that says that one, like, too extra. Like, don't try so hard. Be yourself, because there's that person that tries so hard is like, you could be in a group of friends and everybody's cracking, but you're trying a little bit too much, and then you say that one extra thing, and now all of them drag you, right? Like, be the one that knows when to speak and when not to speak. And she's become this cool fucking kid, bro. Where, like, I see, like, she's the me and you in the groups, where she's like, she's the one.
Really?
Yes, she's the one that's, like, in the group. She'll be like, oh, fuck. Like, she's the one that burns somebody. She comes with a zinger. She'll be like, bruh, like, she's that kid.
So
she's
cool.
so, like, she would be able to hang with us, like, kick it with us, and then make fun of me, or make fun of you, and like, just keep up. Like, that's why I think she's a cool kid. That's why, like, with work, I'm not worried about her, because I know that sociably she's gonna be okay. Like, she knows how to handle, like, to be like, high school is all that, right? Like, whether they like me or they don't like me, be part of the cool crowd. Now, she understood that very well. She didn't, like, let those social pressures, like, they weren't too much of a big deal.
That's
which
awesome.
I was proud of her.
A lot of people struggle there.
They do, but she was good. And that's why school, she just went to summer school every time she graduated. But everybody's like, I'm like, oh, my kid's graduating high school. And they're like, oh, your kid's graduating high school. I'm like, how old are you? Like, did you start young? And I'm like, I think the universal answer. So everybody, even on the podcast, if you're wondering right now, like, as we're talking about, that's why I talked about it so much, because I wanted everybody just to let it cook, like, simmer, like, well, fuck, like, how old is JJ? He's a kid graduating high school. The universal answer is, don't fucking worry about it. Mind your own fucking business. You fucking chismosos. Like,
I'm fucking brown.
Don't fucking worry about if I was having babies at what age, motherfucker. If it's, don't trip. That's my kid, and she's graduating high school. Be happy for me, and be happy she's graduating fucking high school.
I'm super happy for you. And I see this in you, right? My 18-year-old graduated last year, and she, she was struggling with something recently, and she came downstairs and she was, she cried a little bit. Me and mom hugged her. I gave her advice, sent her on her way, right? The very condensed version, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I told Monique, I said, 'cause she also grew up the same way, without mom, dad present, and grandma raised her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you're the mom that you need, and I see that with you,
yeah,
like,
man,
you're the dad that you need, dad.
Yeah.
But and that goes to the bigger part, right? It's like everything that you learn and you become through all these lessons and all these things, right? You just pass on to your kids. Like, my kids don't start from, like, where I started from.
Right.
They're starting from where I'm at right now. And they're not quite there because like, you know, you're still bridging the gap of information, but like I'm going to get that motherfucker to where I'm at.
Yeah.
And then she's got to go further from there. And I told her, go latch on to somebody else. Go latch on to somebody that can take you further than I can.
Find a mentor.
And like that, see right there, that shit right there, what I'm talking about right now, that motherfucking shit doesn't happen in every household. And it's like, all we got is our base of knowledge. And then or your Ja Morant, right? And you listen to shit that influences you in a negative way, the same way I used all the things that I learned to make me better. Ja Morant is listening to too much shit that's making him fucking worse.
Yeah.
And then you look at somebody like Jimmy Butler, and it's funny, I saw an interview about it on Instagram right before I got here. You know what Jimmy Butler's favorite music is? Country. You know how it started? When he was in the locker room, right? And this was years ago, right? Because he's been in country for a long time. I think it was like whatever years ago, right? But he was in the locker room. And it was when all the beats had the, you know, everybody had the beats, right? Yep. And it was like back in the day when it was like the chord, right?
Yeah.
And he was telling me the story. And he's like, you know, everybody would not hold them onto their ear. They would fucking put them out. And so you could hear everybody's music, right? And so he's like, you know, he's like, dude, I'm fucking listening to Lil Wayne over here and Tupac there and this. And I'm like, and I'm telling everybody like, bro, shut the fuck up, right? Like, lower your shit if you're not going to put it over your ears. And I want to hear all your shit. I'm trying to concentrate, right? So as a joke, he goes to fucking the next day, he goes home and this is iPod back in the day, download days, right? And he's like, oh, what are the 3 best country songs? And he downloads the 3 best country songs. And then now he goes into the locker room and he's playing that. And then all his homies are like, hey, bro, shut that shit off. You can't listen to that, right? And he's like, oh, sure can.
Yeah. I had to listen to your shit.
And he's all on accident. I just started listening to this stupid shit. And I was like, damn, that shit Garth Brooks is going through is fucking deep, you know? And he fell in love with the fucking music. But look at Jimmy Butler as a fucking star in the NBA and as a class act motherfucker. And I'm telling you, like, music has a lot to do with what you become.
I think just like people who are like drugs is a really good example. I think that influence in general, like some people, bro, are very much is easily influenced. Like some people can do drugs and like that like they can't do a little bit because then it's like it's over. Like I'm gonna do as much as I can. I'm gonna throw everything away.
Yep.
I can't even alcohol, right? Like
I can't drink. I can't drink. Why can't I just have one beer?
Why can't you have one beer?
It's gonna be 6 years for me in July, bro. Like I'm like I still look at people. I'm like, oh, look at them. Look at them. Look at them. They can only drink 1 or 2 and they're fine.
You know what's
they
funny?
know how to stop.
You know what's funny?
Good for you.
It's July 3rd, right?
Yeah, July 3rd.
So I always remember, and I always remember because I look out for your picture of you putting the chip, right?
Yeah.
Or the coin. And last time me and Evelyn were talking, and I was like, she's like, yeah. She's like, this movie's coming out. I think it's like Transformers or some fucking movie. It's coming out. Oh no, the atomic bomb one, the Christopher Nolan one, which is gonna be amazing. A good movie. You know what you're talking about?
I don't know. I'm missing it.
Oppenheimer.
I didn't even know it was coming up.
Oh my god! I'm gonna show you the previews one once we finish here in the studio. So that movie's coming out July 3rd. So July 3rd is my girl's birthday, right? So I go, oh look, the movie's coming out July 3rd, and she's like, yeah, July 3rd. And I go, Raul's sobriety anniversary, and she goes, my birthday, dick. It's also the day he stopped drinking.
Yeah,
you know?
It's kind of a big deal. I'm really appreciative of you, but you know, we are all appreciative that Raul doesn't drink anymore.
I'm all fucking. She didn't even want to hear it. I'm all telling her the story. I was like, you know how hard it was for him to stop drinking because the next day was 4th of July.
I really wanted. It was the first 4th of July. I was sober, bro.
Yeah, dog, I remember that shit.
That shit was horrible. Fuck. I remember I got a cigar because I'm like, I need to catch some kind of buzz.
Oh, dude, that shit was great. But man, that's fucking crazy. 6 years just like that.
Just like that.
But you see what I'm saying? Like some people are easily influenced. It's really weird for me to try to understand how Ja Morant can be influenced at this point with everything he's accomplished. But I guess he's still a young kid. He's still in his early 20s.
But it's just, it happens in adulthood too, bro.
Yeah.
It happens in adulthood. Look, if everybody,
that extreme,
yes, I'm gonna give you one more thing, okay? And for everybody listening, you take one fucking thing away: is protect what you ingest. Protect what you. So there's this. They figured out like how people form habits, right, and how people form who they are, right.
Mhm.
This is how it happens. Okay. Number one, it starts in belief. What you believe to be true. Okay. You believe that the government should help you. If you believe that, the world is a good place and most people are good, that, whatever it is, right? So think about all the things that you believe, okay? That you believe to be true. Those beliefs become your thoughts. It's what you think about. It's what you daydream about. It's what you think about. It's how you process information. Those thoughts become words that you spew out of your fucking mouth. Those words that you spew out of your mouth become your habits. And if you do those habits enough, those habits become your personality, become who you are.
Your character
becomes your character.
Yoda shit right
so
there.
So the
dog.
most important fucking thing to protect on this fucking planet is what you believe. And I work so hard to get right what I believe about everything. Politics, music, love, friends, anything, money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to change right now? What do I think about money? Because I
make a lot of money. Because our homie don't believe how much money you're making or what? Hey, but where's that $600 backpack you got, dog?
I'll tell you. Okay,
that's gonna. So, don't get shy on me with a $600 backpack, dog. I can't.
Listen, I wanted this backpack for a very, very long time. Okay, my boss, Anthony, had one, right? And I was like, damn. And he told me all the things it does, and I'm like, bro, it's just a backpack, but it really is amazing, right? And he was like, bro, it's the best thing, best investment, right? And I'm like, I didn't like the one he got. It looks like a fucking.
I'm gonna send a picture to our mutual homie around. He's gonna be like, that's not that he get it for $600.
So it's to me, right? And so like I wanted to buy it, but they're expensive. They're $600, right? So here's what I did. Okay.
They even give you a receipt in a nice little fucking envelope, dog.
They do give they're class acts, right? But so here's how I got it. Okay. I go to Nordstrom's Rack for most of my shit comes from Costco and Nordstrom's Rack, legit, right? Except for shoes. But I'm at Nordstrom's Rack.
You feel all my ghetto homies collectively rolling their eyes right now?
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, boys. But anyways, right? So they have Toomey's always at there, but it's like, bro, it's like they give you like a 10. It's like Nike.
Let me be real with you. I didn't even know what the fuck Toomey was, dog.
I didn't either until I met Anthony, right? Have some good white friends. So he's like, so anyways, I go and it's always like Nike. So Nike never goes on sale. Same like Apple. Toomey's like the same way, right? So it's like, it's always like 10% off at fucking, you get a little tiny discount at Nordstrom's Rack.
What makes it so expensive?
I'll tell you right now. So they have a once a year sale and the Toomey backpack's like 35% off, right? So I bought it for like $400, $350, $400, right? That's what I was going to do. I didn't love the color, but I fucking got it, right? Here's the cool thing about Toomey, right? They have a warranty. It's a 5-year, no questions asked warranty. So something went wrong. One of the strings got loose, and I was like, "Oh, let's test this warranty." Right, and it was kind of like done. Like I really didn't like it. Right, so I send it in. You pay for shipping. You send it in. They send me an email back saying, "Hey, sorry, we can't replace it. Right, we can't fix it. So we're going to send you a gift card instead." They sent me a gift card for $625, which is the retail, not what I paid. Even though I gave them the receipt, they don't care because they want you to replace it. So they gave me $620. Even though I paid $350, they gave me $625. And so that's how I upgraded to this one. Well, I actually upgraded to a blue one, and then the blue one, I didn't like something. Bro, I'm such a bitch. I didn't like something so small. I returned it, and I got this black one. Bro, their return policy is fucking the shit.
Well, for $600, $625, you better fucking have it. I mean, bro, but at $600, they're making a quality.
At 4 years, 10 months, I'm going to find something wrong with this one and get a new one.
You're gonna be a brown person.
I'm gonna do it, but bro,
you can take the motherfucker out the hood.
Yeah, but
you can't take the hood out the
cheap motherfucker.
Montebello shit right there,
bro. Like it has all the it's meant for travel, so it has all these like cool travel things. Like you have the little thing in the back for the backpack. It has
mine has where you can put like a little your water bottle.
That's cute. It has a little place. It's just like you gotta touch it and feel it. And
I saw it, dog. When I saw it, I was like, it's nice. It's nice.
It's engraved with your fucking initials.
Every time you buy one, you get engraved, or you get
engraved every time you buy one. Yeah. Fucking cool. It's cool.
Is it on the inside? Is it just like regular backpack?
No, it has this big metal plaque in the middle. It's like and it's like super sewn in, right? And so it's scannable, like on your phone. So if anybody ever finds my backpack,
because they're gonna give back a $600 backpack.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, they won't, but maybe my stuff, But either way,
you know what? I'm wrong. Again, everything's relative. You know who the people. Like if you're out hiking where white people hike, they'll give it back.
Listen, I would hypothetically leave that backpack,
they'd give it back.
They're gonna give it back.
Yeah.
I'm not losing it in.
If you left it in the hood, I don't think anybody.
I'm not losing it in Norwalk, bro.
Yeah, I don't think nobody in Norwalk would even like. You'd see a bum wearing it. I don't even think they know it's worth $600.
Yeah, I'll just give them $20 and
to give it back.
Give it back.
Mm-hmm.
I had a little tracker on it, so they'll find it eventually. Anyways, it's cool. Like it does all kinds of cool. Like when you're traveling, it really is so like convenient. Like makes that a lot funner, and it's cool. Shit.
$600. That it's funny because you we were you say shit like that because look, I'm not poor anymore, but I'm not making you know what you're making right now. Like I'm not there yet. I'm reaching for it, but I'm not there.
And I'm a grasshopper.
I'm trying. So you still say shit like enthusiastically about spending that much money, dog. You're like, yeah, I spent $600, and I'm all. When I say I spent $600, I'm all. Fuck, I dropped $600.
It's that. It still hurts.
Like, what did you fucking? What were we talking about? And I said,
about brakes?
Something. It was something, and I said, how much? How much is it? No, you were telling me like I just got this, and I was like, how much is it? And you're like, I don't fucking know. And I was like, you're a dick, fool. Like, how the fuck? I'm still asking, like,
there
how
are
much?
How much is I'm still careful about like what I spend. I'm super cheap, bro. I had to replace my washer, bro. I went to fucking I went to No, I didn't go to Costco. Lowe's. I looked online. Then I went to 2 Lowe's, 2 Home Depots to look for like clearance items and the returns. So then I ended up going to American Freight and fucking negotiated on that, bro. I got such a great deal because I'm fucking cheap. But see, that's a big ticket item. But like the stuff you're asking me, isn't it $100? Like I'm just gonna pay it. It's not consequential enough for me to think about.
$100?
Like anything about $50 to $100.
I'm like,
it's not consequential.
Like
it's just like
everything's relative. So for me, my range is like 40 to like $80. I'm like, yeah.
Like I'm not gonna go to the swap meet and negotiate the pro club. Like whatever you want to charge me.
Okay, but see, that's where I do that. That's where I can stunt. Where I'm like, let me get 3 of the black shirts. And then not 3 of the blacks, not 3 black shirts. I'm like, let me get 3 of the black shirts. And then they're like about to tell me how much they're. I'm like, it's all good. Just ring me up and whatever. Because again, my range is like, it's under, like $80. Yeah, it's all good.
That makes some money.
Yeah. But not fucking $600 backpack.
I don't or like that.
Or Nordstrom Rack. What's the cheapest thing at Nordstrom Rack when you're spending there?
Like $10, $15, 20. No, like $20, like $25. Yeah, like the sandals are like 20.
You fucking you came through for me on the baddest fucking it's the what's that fucking Express? It's a Calvin Klein. You gave me a Calvin Klein fucking coat. I still rock that shit. Yeah, that's just
what a
bad.
Good guy I am.
The big ass black rink, the long one, the long coat.
Oh, the trench coat. That shit is hard. Bad, I didn't want to give it to you, but it was just
you know how many times
wool, bro. Like that's
sick.
Bro.
I still rock it. It's hung up in my. You know how many times
that'll last you for the rest of your life.
And I wear that shit over a suit, bro. That shit looks fucking.
It looks better on you too because you're taller too.
I've been in you know how many times I've been in the restroom at work, and I'm like, Ma, I don't want. Get the fuck out of here, you know. It's a mob.
It's a mob
trench, and it's got the sick ass deep pockets on the. Like I dropped my phone in there, and I'm like all looking dope.
Bro,
like
you got a fucking big ass water bottle in there.
Yeah, that shit is hard, bro. Like I still get compliments when I rock that and it's raining. They're like, "Damn, that's a nice coat," and I'm like, "Yeah, Calvin Klein." I didn't buy it, but it's Calvin Klein. Hey, so Ja Morant, the Lakers, fucking Lakers, bro. They went into the Nuggets series like I was like, oh, Lakers in 5. Like I was like, we're gonna fucking, and then I even thought they had a game plan for Jokic. I was like, they're letting him score, and the rest of the team, just hold them down. And I don't know what the fuck happened, bro. Like this shit was horrible. This shit was the worst. But yeah, I don't know. You think LeBron will retire?
No, they said he's coming back, but I don't know. I'm happy that we went as far as we did. I think it's dope. Like I think it's fun that the Lakers got there, but I didn't think we weren't good enough, bro. Like we weren't good enough, So I don't know. I'm fucking sad about it. I really am. Like, and then like, okay, I have 2 friends that I work with that are in Colorado, so they're talking shit.
That shit.
The whole company's talking shit. Everybody's a hater of LA outside of like LA. Everybody,
Yeah,
everybody. So everybody was
nice.
so happy.
It's nicer.
That everybody's so happy that the Lakers lost. Like,
yeah, it's okay. We have a lot of championships, and we had Kobe, and we have the coast and great weather.
Yeah,
So
no, we live in
good.
paradise.
Yeah. You know what I'm gonna tell you real before we
Not that you enjoy it, but
before
you know,
we end
you
this-
just say your little.
No, I've been
your little nice. What is it?
kicking
Luxury apartments and they're very nice.
They're
actually.
they're nice. I just don't use. I need to use
Norwalk.
the amenities like the gym.
Like it would be really nice.
I saw something on LinkedIn that I always talk shit. I always talk shit. I always not talk shit. The talk shit means like it's negative. I always give you shit. I clown you. Where I'm like, when the fuck do you work, dick? Like you're never like you're always in sandals. Like we'll FaceTime and you're like, I'm like, what are you doing here? You're like, I'm working, and it's like, dick, you're like in Utah, someone just like with the computer out, but you're like, stupid. So, but I saw
With views.
I give you shit for it, right? Because you're cocky about it. It's funny, or we make fun of you for working from home because it's not like you're just sitting at home working. You're just working remotely. But one of your employees, and you don't have a big team, somebody on your team posted, and it was a picture of their kid at a ceremony with a certificate, and he said something to the effect of like, I'm lucky that I work for a company and leadership that values work life, like what is something like work life balance, So I thought like that's where I realized like, oh, like that's so dope, bro.
Yeah,
that's
like I don't just enjoy it myself. Like
legitimately,
my whole team. Like talk about it, because even my team, they're your level, and so they're used to like working like fucking dogs. I had to train them on like, no, bro, you're gonna go on vacation. You're gonna go somewhere, motherfucker. You're not staying home. Go out. Force them to take vacation. Force them to think.
And that's a culture thing.
It is.
It's it's 100% culture. And not only that, but I think that like that guy, that post as a dad, I can see like, damn, I can see the value in that, and like being accessible to go do that.
Yeah,
it was dope. And I thought he must turn around and be like, bro, I'm gonna go work. I'm gonna go give these fools extra effort.
They do, and I
double
like
effort because
I'll tell
of
you.
this.
But I'm also very incredibly hard to work for, because like you're never good enough. Like there's that's what they tell me. Like they tell me like, but I do a lot of congratulating. I'm a big like praiser. Like I'm a big fucking high fiver. I'm gonna brag about you, but I'm also gonna push you to your fucking like that. I'm gonna try to break you.
That's where I'm telling you, like we talked about earlier about the generational change in culture, where it's like before it was like, we see how to get the, you see like you're getting the best out of them because of the way you guys have broken it down. Yep. Where it's like, because everybody thinks like work from home, like how much productivity are you really gonna get from somebody at home?
Oh, more,
right? Like is wild.
Because I was always scared about working from home because I didn't know like my energy and my like it's like I'm fucking high energy. I'm like fucking like a brown ugly Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street, right? Not as cool, not as smart.
Fuck is Leonardo?
Whatever, Leonardo. I knew I got that shit fucked
Leonardo.
up.
You thought I was gonna let that one slide, huh?
Yeah. Do you see how fast I started talking? Because I was like, damn, I fucked that up.
Like, let me get
this
over
was
it.
like letting me off. I was thinking about it the whole time. I'm like, damn. So Leonardo, but like it's that. So I was like, damn, how am I gonna project that over fucking Zoom? And I have been able to do that, and I think that's a big cool.
But I think it's not just that. It's not just your presentation on Zoom. It's number one, it's like you're selling something and they're buying it. Yeah. Like they're drinking that Kool-Aid.
You know what I learned how to do like this in this job,
and it's a good product.
Because before I could just lead and like hype people up and they would go. Now I also like I track them like they're baseball players, RBIs, home runs. They all know how they compete against each other and where they fucking stack. And I'm always feeding them, and I'm a dick. And so I'm always like, damn, bro, fucking Jesse came up on you this month. Like, what, bro? Were you working this month? Or you on
Yeah.
vacation? Was this your vacation month? Because it's like, bro, because I know everything they're doing. Every interview, everything that happens.
And it's
I
funny.
know it's. I know what it's.
Me and you have talked about KPIs in the past, like about why it's important professionally and stuff, and numbers, like knowing where you're at and what you're doing, data and all that shit. But it's funny you even bring that up because on that post, your team member put the best KPI is I think it's like love or something like that, like the time. And I thought
Time with your family, yeah.
that shit was fucking dope.
Yeah,
like when I saw that post, I was like, this food's company figured that part out. And we've talked about how like recruiting and the right team, all that shit's like the most important thing. But you guys fucking got that shit down, bro.
Yeah.
Like I saw that. He didn't post that as a like, look at where we're working and it's great. That was like from the heart.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, like Raul's got this shit down. Congratulations on that.
Thanks, buddy.
And so we gotta go. I got shit to do today. We can't talk all fucking day. But the next time I want to talk about I see it, fucker. You're like you do like these like how to explain it? Like these underhanded digs. Like Jesse wants the government to fucking save the hood.
You like that?
I see it, motherfucker. I know.
Everybody knows it.
I know.
I just say what everybody knows.
I know, but we're gonna talk about that later on, and I'm gonna explain to you why I don't want the government to
Save me. Yeah, you
No,
do.
I don't want the government to save people. But in the past, systematically, there have been a fucking hurdle, an extra challenge with all the challenges that are already there for a fucking community.
In every family, there's the one. There's the one person that changed the trajectory of that family forever.
Yes,
be the fucking one.
Yeah, I would think,
fucking one,
bro. Listen, and I've told us some of the stories.
I'm the one.
No, but it's not just that. And I don't want the government to save. I don't think the government could do it even if they wanted to help people be successful. That's some communist shit that doesn't work. Capitalism is it is what makes this country great, right? But I think that we should open it up to everybody to get an opportunity to do capitalism.
Do capitalism.
Yeah. But and I understand we need people to deliver Amazon packages too. But it's what it is. That's gonna be the next conversation. I can't wait, and and it's gonna be good because I'm gonna go do some research. But
I don't need it. It's right here, right top of my dome, homie. Ready to go, homie. I'm the walking example, motherfucker.
All of a sudden, the HP food said,
"Down, dog." I fucking feel, bro. I've been downy too long.
Hand me my food, Scott.
Go get a pisto and listen to some corridos right here.
Oh, all my homies right now are listening to this. Like, that's not a bad idea.
We're gonna go right now. They're all hyped. They're gonna go. Anyway, this Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy yourselves. Don't do anything fucking stupid. Don't get a DUI.
Be safe. There was a checkpoint yesterday in Bell Gardens.
Of course there is. There's no checkpoints where I live.
I know you saw that post and you were like, "What the fuck?"
I didn't see it, but I'm like, "Oh, that's great." You probably posted it late, and I'm asleep by 9:30. So
no,
I was ready to go. By the way, you woke up fucking late. You started us fucking late today.
No, I did not.
Oh, look, I
got here at like
30 minutes later.
I got here like at 9:15.
13, 15 minutes late.
Yeah, it's fashionably late.
That's cool. And that's just like
we didn't get to go eat
again. The mentality thing, you know.
Yeah,
that's
I'm
cool.
hungry.
That's cool.
All right,
let's go get something to eat.
I'll see you later.